Hey, what's up? It's JJ, the Lonely Bull in Asia. Forgot to add my camera on screen here. I've been watching the Nebraska game, so that's why I'm decked in my. So anytime there's a game on during my live feeds, you're going to see me wearing Husker red. So I got to represent my school, right? How's everybody doing this morning or this evening, wherever you're watching from? Thanks for tuning in. I got my coffee here in the rainy season in Bangkok. Yeah, it's been raining pretty good the last couple of days. A lot of flooding going on. Oh, looks like Geo's on early. Thanks, Geo. Good stream earlier, by the way. I kind of watched that on my phone while I was watching the Nebraska game on the big screen. So, but I kind of divided. I was able to divide my time. So you're good. Everybody else doing okay? Is my audio good? My video good? I got a new camera. I got a new cam, and I need to work a little bit at it, but it's got the tracking, so I can do this, and now it'll track me. So if I move this way, if I move this way, it's cool. I like it. But anyway, so yeah, I wanted to get that because my camera, I don't know if you can see it right there on the stand there. It wasn't doing the autofocus very well. So I don't know if you guys noticed that I was usually kind of blurred out a little bit, kind of out of focus because it wasn't auto tracking, auto focusing very well. So I just kind of decided, screw it, I'm breaking down. I saw this camera that was advertised on YouTube. They did a review and it looked really, really good. And so I spent the $150 and bought it. So, and then it was like it was on sale. It was usually like, I think it was 179 or 180, something like that, on sale for 150. But then I had to pay a $20 import fee, so it was a break-even thing. So let's see. I watched that game yesterday from Sao Paulo. Kind of hard when it's live right now, Kiki and Jasmine. What game did you didn't watch the Nebraska game? Nebraska and Akron. Nebraska's up 40-0 in about halfway through the third quarter. So they've been looking really, really good. Of course, Akron hasn't scored a point yet this season. They got shut out by Wyoming 10-0 last week. And then this week, they've attempted 2 field goals. One hit the upright and bounced out and was no good. And then they just attempted another one right before I got on, and it was blocked. So these poor guys are having trouble scoring points. So, oh, Chiefs and Chargers. Okay. Yeah. Who won that? Did the Chargers win that game or did the Chiefs? I think the Chiefs won, right? I think. Yeah, that was. So Nebraska's first game was actually at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, so that was kind of cool. They had about 99% Nebraska fans at that game. So Chargers won. Wow. So are the Chiefs 0-2 now? Didn't they lose to Philadelphia in the first week, or was that preseason still? I don't really follow the NFL that much. I kind of loosely follow it. I don't really watch the games much, but because the team I usually root for doesn't do it very well. But I am a diehard Nebraska fan. So anyway, well, thanks for coming on board. I got my coffee, I got my water. I'm ready to go. Any questions you guys have on anything that's Southeast Asia related, that's Thailand related, that's Bangkok specific? I've been here 10 months now, living here in Bangkok. I got another month and a half left on my lease here. Well, 2 months left on my lease. And then I'm moving because I want to get a bigger place. And so I've been looking at condos, and we can talk about that too, about my search, and maybe show you some videos of some of the places I've been looking at if you guys are interested in that. So I am the number one thumbs up. Okay. Yeah, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button if you could. I would appreciate that. It helps the algorithm when this downloads and is posted after the live. Hello from Kalinga, Luzon. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you too, Alan. Thanks for coming on again. Appreciate you. They're playing the Eagles next week. This is the opening weekend. Okay, so that must have been a preseason game, or maybe I was watching last year's Super Bowl and didn't realize it. But oh, by the way, Kiki and Jasmine, thanks for being a member. I appreciate that too. If you want to become a member, um, go to my YouTube channel and click on that membership link and become a member. You get videos first before anybody else sees it. You'll see the videos first. I've got a couple that I need to edit today or probably this weekend, today or tomorrow, and post this week. So I've got a few that I've already videotaped, but I just need to edit and upload into YouTube. So stand by for that. Watch on DAZN Philippines. Okay. I just watched it on my YouTube, my regular YouTube, and it's been working pretty well. Last year, trying to watch college football in the Philippines, I kept getting blocked. Every time I'd go on a YouTube stream, it would last for a few minutes and then it'd get blocked. This year, I have no problems being here in Thailand. Maybe it's just the location. I've got a different VPN. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But so far, so good. Fingers crossed. Um, I am number 2 on thumbs up. Okay, Alan, cool. There's 4 likes now, so we're on a roll. You guys have any questions for me? We could dig into some Q&A if you want. I've been looking at condos relentlessly in the last couple of weeks, but I can't really move until November because I don't really want to leave here and lose 2 months of deposit. I don't want to have to spend pay rent here and at the new place. So what I've been telling the realtor is, if you can find a place that I can put a down payment on now and then move in come the first week in November, then that would be ideal. That would be perfect. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with. So some owners are okay with that, some aren't. I've had sporadic success, I guess, in looking at different video or different condos. It's I've got so many different things I want. I've got to have nice furniture. I've got to have a nice place. It's got to be close to the BTS. It's got to have good amenities. It's got to be close to groceries and restaurants and malls and that sort of thing. So I've got a checklist. It's got to have a nice balcony with a good view. And so I haven't yet found that one place that checks all my boxes. So I'm hopeful that that will happen. I saw one. I met a couple of Thai girls at Fishbone, the live music bar, the other night, and one of them's a realtor agent. So she sent me some pictures of this really, really nice condo, which was in the where is it? In the Prakanong area, and it's kind of close to where Geo is. It's kind of across the street, but the pictures look really nice, and it looks like it would be perfect. And I think I can. She said it's 27,000 baht a month, but negotiable. So I think I can get her. I can get the owner under 25,000, but I was supposed to see it Friday, and the owner was out of town. Forgot she had this appointment. She was out of town, so now I'll see it this Friday. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything works out for the best. Because it looks in the pictures, it looks amazing. It's 58 square meters, so it's big, and the furniture looks really good, really modern, and it's furnished. It's got nice hangings on the wall, and it just looks really good. And it's 2-bedroom too, so that's nice. So I can make 1 bedroom into my studio if I want. All right, the NFL is trying to market themselves outside the U.S. Dublin has an official NFL game on September 28th, Vikings versus Steelers. I also heard that they're going to be in, where did I hear? They're playing a game somewhere, gosh, where was it? Either South America or somewhere else in Europe. I can't remember where I heard that, but, or where it was, but I heard that the other day. It must be exhausting looking at condos. The problem looking at condos, everything starts running together, and so I, I I keep making the same mistake. I keep telling myself next time I look for condos, I'm going to keep it down to 4 or 5. And once I get to 4 or 5 that I've looked at, I'm not looking at any more. But my problem is I keep going on these websites and finding more condos that I want to see. So the views keep building, building, and building, and then you get confused. You can't remember which one was which, and so yeah, it's gets to be kind of a mess. I saw I saw 5 condos in one day last week. 2 at one unit over at Rama 9, which is a little bit away from the Sukhumvit area, but it's close to where my school is, where I'll start taking Thai language. It was really nice. I mean, it was a Knightsbridge building like this one is at here, so I was very familiar with the facilities and the amenities and everything. So I was I was good on that. And the unit I saw was, I mean, it checked all the boxes. I mean, it was a loft style, or they call it a duplex. So the bedroom was upstairs, had a nice layout. I'll show you the video in a little bit. But it was super, super nice. I really liked it. But it was just that there wasn't anything around that area. Once you get out of the condo, it's just concrete everywhere. I mean, they do have Central Rama 9 Mall, which is nice. But other than that, there's no, like along Sukhumvit, you've got all these little neighborhoods, these Sois that have all these neat little restaurants and bars and shops and things like that, street food and things like. They don't have anything like that where I was looking, over by Rama 9. So even though the balcony was small, but it had a fantastic view. The furnishings were amazing. They were really, really good. Everything was good except the location. And even though it's close to my school, it still ended up being a no-go for me. So how can you make sure that your condo building is seismically sound? Do they disclose that info before you sign the lease? Yeah. In fact, when they had the earthquake here last March, I got continuous notifications from this building that the engineers looked through all the building. There was no structural damage, no danger. There was just some superficial damage, and they were systematically going floor to floor and repairing that. In fact, I've got some cracks in my drywall here that they wanted to repair, but at that time I was in Vietnam, so I couldn't. They wanted me to move all my stuff out into a temporary condo while they repaired everything, and so I didn't want to do that because I told them, it's like, well, I'm leaving at the end of October, so I really don't want to move all my stuff into a temporary unit and then move it back here when they're done, and then move again at the end of October. So they haven't got back with me yet. I know they said they have to get all um, the repairs done by September, and so we're in September. So I should be hearing from them, I would think, any day now. So, hey, Alan, I got my first proof of life form the other day with tons of questions. I heard can call it in at Manila to complete, and some told me to mail it. Maybe I will do both to play it safe. Yeah, so I think I'll do a video on that because I just saw yesterday that they've changed it. So that proof of life, for those of you that are taking Social Security, if you live overseas, every year you have to fill out this form. It's form 7162 or something like that. Don't quote me on it, but it's something like that. Anyway, it's basically a proof of life. You have to fill in all your information, what your address is overseas, and then you have to mail it in to the Social Security office in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And that way you'll continue to get your benefits the next year. But I heard yesterday that now you can do it online, I think, or over the phone. So there's I don't think there's a Social Security department here in Bangkok through the embassy, but there is one in Manila. So theoretically, you can call the Manila Social Security department at the U.S. Embassy in Manila and take care of that over the phone. It's an attestation, so you just claim over the phone that all the information you're giving is correct. Kind of you're under oath type of thing. But the problem with the Social Security department in Manila, unless things have changed, their office hours are hardly, I mean, like 3 hours, 2 days out of the week. So basically 6 hours a week. And it's the only, from what I understand, also, it's the only Social Security office in Southeast Asia through the US Embassy. So everybody, not just from the Philippines, but from Bangkok, Thailand, Vietnam, wherever, they're trying to call in those 6 hours a week, and the phone's always busy. I mean, it goes right to voicemail, and it doesn't allow you to leave a voice message. So you're lucky if you can get through. So when I did my first year taking Social Security, I did not know about that proof of life form, and I actually moved from my condo to another condo and didn't get the form in the mail. And I've never gotten the form, and I didn't get one this time either yet. I'll still look. I looked yesterday; it wasn't there. So I didn't realize it until February that I got my benefits shut off, and that would have been February of 2024, after my first full year of being retired and taking SS. So I was like, "What the hell?" So I finally got a hold of. I called the local Social Security office in Nebraska, and she basically told me what I needed to do, and so I did that, and I airmailed the form. What I actually did is I mailed one to the U.S. Embassy in Manila. This is when I was living in the Philippines, and then I sent one to. I faxed it to or I emailed it to my cousin in Nebraska, who airmailed that form to the Social Security department in Pennsylvania. I think that's how I did it, or maybe I just did it airmail straight from here. That might have been, but it was like $115 to mail that. So that was that was a little harrowing. But the nice thing is, once they reinstated my Social Security, I got all those back pays. So I didn't get I didn't actually get a paycheck or a deposit until like March of 2024. So anyway, lesson learned. So I won't make that mistake again. But yeah, from what I understand, you can do it by online or by phone. So I'm going to do a little more research into that, and I'll probably post a video specifically talking to that. So, but yeah, good for you, Alan. I'm glad you got that taken care of. I'll probably just end up downloading the form off their website, which I did last year because I didn't get the form again, and then what I'll do is just mail that in at that time and pay the little extra so I don't get. I'm always worried that did they, I can airmail it and I'll get notification that they received it, but you never know. It's like, okay, some kook received it, and what do they do with it after they receive it? Where does it go? Um, and then if you talk to somebody over the phone, who knows? I mean, who knows if they're getting that information down, if they're updating your information. So let's see, Dublin, London, Madrid, Paris are next on the list. Oh, wow. Good for you. I'd like to go to Dublin. That would be cool. Is it true things are getting expensive like they did where you were before moving here? In Thailand or Bangkok? I haven't noticed any in the 10 months I've been living here. I haven't noticed any real change in prices on anything. In fact, I think condo prices are actually going down. If not, just they're staying steady. But like I was looking yesterday at condos, and there were some in good areas that were going for 17, 18, 19,000 baht a month, and they were 50 plus square meters. So they were nice size. So I don't think the prices are going down. 7162. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. SSA 7162. Thanks, X Pizzazz. Appreciate that. So let me see here. Let me bring up one of those videos and show you guys one of the condos. So this first one, let me see if I can do this. Hold on just a second. I'm bringing up the video file and I'm going to try to share the screen. See if that'll work. Is it up? Hang on a second. Oh no, wait, hold on just a second. Timeout. Move that over here. And share screen. And I don't see it coming up. Okay, here we go. How about this one? Nope, that's not it. Hang on, bear with me. you got an old geezer trying to figure out modern technology. So video file, maybe that's it. Maybe do the video file. Here we go. Let's try this one. Okay, this is called the Seed Musi. That's the name of the company. Audio off on that one. I'll just give you. So it's got a big balcony. You guys can see that okay, I hope. Nice view. I like the view. Furnishings are nice. I like the wood flooring or the faux wood flooring. That's kind of cool. I like that. Usually you get that tile, that white tile in most Asian condos. It's got a big king size bed, and then there's a balcony off the bedroom as well. And the bed is fairly comfortable. Air cons. Got the split air cons. Here's your wardrobes right there. It's kind of a walk-in almost. So nice size wardrobes. And then you got a little stand there, more storage. You got a tub, which is, you got the frosted glass. So that's kind of cool. Upgraded sink, toilet with the bum gun, of course. Little shelving so you can put all your shaving gear and stuff, deodorant. And then over here, there's your wardrobe. But the bathtub was a tub shower combo. So you can do the bath or the shower if you want. So this is Musi, and this is down in the Prompong area off of Sukhumvit 26, I believe. So, like I said, all these things kind of are running together for me. So it's hard to kind of remember what it is. But can you see that okay, guys? Is that coming in good? But it's got a washing machine. There's my agent, who is actually Filipina, which is kind of cool. So, but it's got a nice big TV. I like the view. The view's neat. Big balcony, so I can put a table and chair out there and have coffee in the morning. And then I wasn't planning on videotaping, so I didn't have my gimbal. So you can see my thumb up there. I'm just holding the camera, so my thumb is in the way. It's not exactly top-notch video taking or videography, but I do love this view. It's a really nice view, so that'll look really nice at night when all the buildings are lit up. But anyway, so that's one of the places I looked at. So so there. What do you guys think of that one? See Bruce Davis. Hello, Bruce. Good morning. How are you, buddy? Jeremy says, hello from BGC. Jeremy and Irene. Hey, guys, how's things going in BGC? How's my old stomping grounds? Great view from the balcony. Yeah, I think so too. And that was, let me see. I can't remember what they were asking for that, but they were all in that same range between 22 and 25,000 baht a month, negotiable. And they all said, I asked, oh, well, if I do a 2-year contract, will it go down even further? And they thought I could work with that if I wanted to. How is the poverty level there compared to the Philippines? You have street beggars. I feel so bad for them. There are some street beggars in Bangkok, I've noticed, but not as many as you see in the Philippines, and they're not nearly as aggressive. They'll be sitting maybe under the stairs at the BTS stations, so they're kind of out of the way. They're not really overt, but they'll sit there and they'll do the Y when you walk by. They'll put their hands together and usually if I have some spare coins, I'll put a few spare coins. But just like in the Philippines, you hear these horror stories about beggars being run by the syndicate, the local mafias. And so you just wonder if the money you give them is actually going to them. So it's almost better if you could ask them, what do you need? Or are you hungry? And if they say yes, then go buy them something to eat rather than give them money. That would be what I would do. But anyway, I think I may have been a bit distracted by your agent. Yeah, she's a pretty Filipina, that's for sure. Yeah, but she's lived here for 7 years, so she knows Thai. Her English is, of course, perfect, and so yeah, and of course she speaks. I think she's Visayan. I think, if I remember right. But anyway, so that's one of the places I looked at. So another one I looked at was 49 Plus. That was on Sukhumvit 49, but it's kind of a walk from the Sukhumvit BTS. It's about a 12 to 15-minute walk, and they didn't have a shuttle, but it was a really nice place. Let me see if I can bring that one up too. Hang on just a second. I'll show you guys that. Let me see. How do I get rid of that first one? There we go. Let me see if I can bring that second one up, and I will show you that. There we go. This one, I love the flooring. It's really nice, real wood flooring. And the dining room table is super nice. It's got that glass top, nice chairs, big kitchen area. You got a big full-size refrigerator, which doesn't often happen in Asia. Usually they're the smaller size ones, like the 5-footers, but that one's 6 foot easy. And it's got the bottom freezer. You got a washer there, washing machine there. Yeah, so you got a nice size, and the freezer's down below, which I like. Clothes rack there. But yeah, this is a really nice one. I really like this one. So, but no dishes. So she was going to talk. This is a different realtor. She was going to talk with the owner to see if they would provide dishes for me. Oh, I guess this one did have dishes. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's got dishes, just your basic stuff. But you know what? I don't have a family of 4, so it's not like I need a lot of dishes. But it does have a pot and a pan and a water kettle there for boiling water. So it's got all the basics. So that's pretty good. And then, of course, it's got the power outlets. That's one thing you really need to look for. There's another one over there. Make sure you've got power outlets in the right places, because a lot of times, like the bedrooms won't have any power outlets that are convenient to plugging in a clock or a phone or whatever, charger or whatever. So, and bathrooms the same way. So you really have to look for that. A lot of times they just don't think about those things. So, but here's some nice. I could put my studio where that dining room table is, and that would be a neat view behind me of the living room area. But you got a nice area here. Nice size couch, comfy couch. The balcony's small-ish, not the smallest I've seen, but the view's nice. The view's really neat. So it's got a really nice view. It's a one bedroom. This was 50 some square meters as well. Let me see if I got that written down. I don't. Yeah, it was 57 square meters, maybe, or 51 square meters, something like that. A good sized bed, a lot of wardrobe space there, so lots of storage. Drawers to put your drawers. But yeah, the only problem is the one thing it didn't check off is convenient to the BTS. It's a bit of a walk, and they don't have shuttles. A lot of these places have shuttles you can take. Like Seed has a shuttle. It's like an 8-minute walk to the BTS, the last condo I showed you, but it's they've got a shuttle there. So every hour a shuttle runs to and from the BTS, so you can grab that shuttle. This one did not have that. All it's got is your legs, or you can walk up to the corner and you can get on a bike, get a pay 15 or 20 baht and get on the back of a bike, and they'll take you up to Sukhumvit to the BTS. So, but I like the artwork. It's kind of neat. It's nice, good size, lots of places to plug your things in. So yeah, I really like the look of this. I just really like the flooring. It's really nice. Got that nice hardwood shine. It looks a little more Western than some of these other places I've looked at. So there you go. There's that. So what do you guys think of that one? The only thing is, it's a little bit of a walk, about 15-minute. Hey, good morning, Travis. Thanks for stopping by today. That's a very nice condo, nicer than the first one. Yeah, I thought so too, but it's like they say in realty, location, location, location. Have a great day, everyone. Time to do chores. Okay, Alan, you have a great day too. Don't you hire somebody to do those chores for you? I see Mega World Realty are offering massive discounts on their pre-construction developments in BGC. Cash purchase, though, risky in this market. Yeah, from what I understand, the property market is bad in the Philippines. A lot of empty units just sitting there being built, but nobody buys them. I mean, they've never been occupied. So I don't know how the rental properties are, but the purchasing, the sales aren't that great. So, hey, good morning, Forrest. Thanks for tuning in today. Appreciate you. So let me see. So we looked at those two. We can look at a couple if you want, a couple more if you guys want to. I got nothing but time, right? So let's see. Let's bring up the next one. What do we have here? So we did 49 plus condo. That was the last one we looked at. Seed Musi, we did that. Here's one called the Next Garden Mix. The Next Garden Mix. So we'll check this one out and see what you guys think of this one. This one's kind of nice too. And this one was 59 square meters, and it's right off the Anut BTS. So it's really close to Lotus store, the mall there. But 59 square meters, it's big, and they only want 22,000 a month, and that's negotiable. It's pretty basic. One thing I didn't like is they've got curtains instead of doors for things. So like that pantry there, they just have a curtain. The wardrobe in the bedrooms just has a gray curtain that you pull across, and I didn't really like that. I thought that looked a little cheap, a little cheesy. And the view off the balcony, it was a smaller balcony, and the view wasn't that great. You got a parking lot basically that you're looking at. And there's my finger again. So sorry about that. Um, but you have to like, if you lean way on that finger, it's annoying. But if you lean way over the balcony, you can see some nice views. But yeah, it's not a great view. Couch was comfy. Um, but yeah, I didn't. I mean, this was cheap and it was big, but I just didn't like. And it had an area back here that I could have set up my studio because it was just there's nothing there really. Um, but I just didn't like it. I just didn't think it was a good fit for me. There's that wardrobe with the curtain. Um, nice king size bed though, and you got some shelving here. Neat kind of corner window, but still not much of a view. So, and you can step outside there too. But yeah, so not much to look at really when you think about it. Um, yeah, I didn't really care much for it. It did have, I was thinking this one had the safe, but maybe not. No, it doesn't. I thought I had a safe, but little place to sit, got place to plug your stuff in. But it looked like they had a, if you go back there, you see that partition. Let's go back a little bit. See this here? That's a partition. That's like a track. So I wonder if they at one time maybe had a door here or something, or maybe they could put one in. I don't know. So, but anyway, um, yeah, I wasn't real thrilled about this. I like the size and I like the location, but didn't like the view out the window. Um, it didn't look as the furnishings were okay, just okay, but not great. I mean, the table looks pretty basic. The chairs are plastic, so nothing that gives that vibe of being a nice you know kind of a luxury condo. It's got a walk-in shower, which was nice. Um, Sink's okay. A basic bathroom. So anyway, so what do you think of that one, guys? Let's get rid of that. Okay, so we've seen 3 so far. Let's see. I have a link on my channel in the community tab to the development. Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm not interested in living in the Philippines anymore, guys. Sorry. No view is a negotiating point. Yeah, you know what? I don't have much of a view here. And I don't have the only thing on my balcony is my washing machine. So it's really not a balcony that you can go out and sit and relax and have coffee or anything like that. So that's what I'm kind of looking forward to, is to find a place that has that. So I've got a little variety. Don't like that one. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. 22,000 baht is about $700. Yep. Uh, yeah, right about 700, a little less maybe. 686. Yeah. Yeah. That's still, I mean, that's not bad price. Hey, good morning, Simply Rocco. Thanks for coming on board this morning. Appreciate it. So let me see though. So we checked out those 3. There's one. I don't think I've got, let's see, maybe I can do it. I think I can show you. Let's see what else I have up here. Hold on just a second. Let's see. We did 49 plus. We did seed musi. We did the nest mix, the nest garden mix, right? We did those 3. Is there anything else that I'm missing that I've got downloaded? Here's the Tidy Tonglo. Tidy Tonglo is in that Tonglo area. So here's this. This one I liked too. This was pretty nice. But I think it's a little smaller, 39 square meters. So it's a little smaller. And I didn't like the view of the balcony. The balcony view was not good, but the interior was nice. Um, Lots of storage, tons of storage space. So if you're looking for a lot of storage space, this is a good choice. If you're looking for a view and a nice balcony, not a good choice. I mean, you basically got that. Not really much to look at, but couch was comfy. It's got a nice sized TV. Got an area here where I could set up kind of my studio. Shoe rack shelves there. Got a little kitchen table. There's your little kitchen. It's got a smaller kitchen in there, but you can shut it so you can cook, and the refrigerators, the 5 footers, so it's a little smaller refrigerator, but not bad. Then you got a washing machine in the kitchen. I don't remember if this came with dishes or not. Yes, it did. Okay, so you got they got the full complement of dishes, I think, in this one. So got the fry pan. I think you've got pots, um, silverware, utensils, and then I think you've got dishes too. Let me see what's up here. I can't remember. Oh yeah, you got a lot of dishes, a lot of nice dishes. So the kitchen's equipped, which is nice because now I wouldn't have to go to IKEA to buy all this stuff. I can just I have it here. So, and then let's see what else. Let's get out of the kitchen. I was checking. There was a brown spot there on the shelf. I was checking to make sure that wasn't roach eggs, and it wasn't. It was just like paint or varnish that was stuck to it. But okay, so let's check. That's another thing. Always check the shelves. Always check the cabinets for any signs of roaches. I have yet to see one roach since I moved here to Thailand, whereas in the Philippines, that's all you see. So bedroom's nice size. Got a nice, I can't remember that's a king or queen. Got some more storage up there. Got a little desk area here. Nice backboard there, bedboard. You got good storage here in this wardrobe. Lots of hangers. The other side as well. And then let me look at. I can't remember what the bathroom looked like, but I think it was a nice, decent bathroom too, if I remember right. Yeah, I like the headboard. Lots of place to plug things in. You can put a TV there if you wanted to, I guess. There's your view. That's a horrible view, isn't it? But you got a balcony there too, but it's not very big. All right, let's see. What's the bathroom look like? There we go. All right, so the bathroom's got a tub and a shower combo, so that was kind of nice. Medicine cabinet. Lots of plugins there. In there. So you got a shower separate. There's your rain shower head. You got a shower there and a tub to the side, and it's enclosed, so you're not getting water all over the floor, the toilet, and all that. So that was nice. But anyway, so a nice area, nice place, but the view was a deal breaker for me. I don't know. Let's see, what do we got here? Let's get caught up. Condos in Singapore are far more spacious than the Philippines and Thailand, but a lot more expensive. Yeah, I can imagine. Singapore is really expensive. Steven says for $500 in other areas, you can get much better condos and apartments. Yeah, but you know what? I looked at a couple online that looked really, really nice and cheap, but they're so far away from the trains. And I don't want to have to take a bike to get to the train every day. I don't want to spend that 20 baht and be in traffic like that. That's just not my thing to do. So Let's see, 2,000 to 3,000 per month is the price range. Yikes. Wow. That's the Singapore. Yeah, that's crazy. That's like Western numbers. UNG are making me reconsider retiring in the Philippines. Well, don't get me wrong. I love the Philippines. I was there for 3 years. It just got too small for me. You know, I living in that bubble of BGC, which was great because that's what I like. I like the Western amenities. I like the convenience. You can walk everywhere in BGC, and it wasn't that expensive. I mean, it was more expensive than most places in the Philippines, but still, it was well under my what my income was, my expenses. So it was nice to live there, but to travel outside of BGC just got to be such a hassle. It's hard to find a grab. Taxis are, half the time they'll scam you. The other half the time they can't understand what you're saying because they don't speak English. So it's hard to tell them where you want to go unless it's like a major landmark that they recognize in English. So it got to be just too small for me, and I didn't want to live in any other place in the Philippines. And I've been coming here for 3 years, so I just loved Bangkok and I love Thailand. So that was my decision, just kind of just really just move here. So you really want about 45 square meters or more. An expensive view makes a place feel bigger too. Yeah, if you've got a big, like I like the ceiling to floor windows, and then with a balcony there, that's a good size. You can open that up and it just feels bigger. And I told my realtor it's got to be at least 40 square meters. But yeah, you're right. If I can get 45 to 50 or higher and get it the right price, I'm good. I'm solid. So let me see. Better than what I have for 813 in small U.S. city. Yeah, yeah, I know. I mean, I was paying 1450 for a small townhouse in Tulsa, Oklahoma, before I moved, and I thought that was a good price. 1450 looks very cramped to the bedroom. Yeah, yeah. I want to be able to walk around the bed. I don't want a bedroom where all there is room for is the bed. I want to be able to walk around, so I don't have to figure out how I'm going to make the bed, um, you know, by sitting on top of the bed to make it. So this view is better than the other parking lot view with all those cars, exhaust pipes. Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's a process. I mean, there's good and bad, just like anywhere. Um, and I'll find the right one. I've always had good luck finding the place that I like, so I'm not too worried about it. So anyway, that's kind of where um, that's kind of where I'm at right now as far as my condo search. Let's see. Let's see if I got anything else here that I've got some videos on my Google Cloud. Let me see if I can find, but I'm not sure which ones are which. All right, this one is. Let me see if I can bring that one up. Hang on just a second. This one is the one at Knightsbridge Space Rama 9 over there. It's not anywhere near the Sukhumvit lines. It's by the MRT right there at Rama 9. So it's not too far from Sukhumvit, from, say, Terminal 21. It's only 3 stops or 2 stops. So let's see if I can bring that up. Share screen right here. Okay, check this one out. And they've got lots of nice storage there. That's right when you walk in. You've got a small kitchen, and I don't think they had any dishes, if I remember right. She's got a washing machine there. Yeah, no dishes. Let's fast forward past that. And then here's the living area. So you've got these nice little cabinet spaces. I was trying to figure out how to open them. You push on it and it pops out. But I'll figure it out. You wait. there's there's the bottom shelving, so bottom cabinets. But there you go. But you got those, and then here, let's get and then there's a nice size TV. You got a little area there, and then you got two couches. I don't know if they both stay or not, but I think I can put one here along the window. This is the duplex. They call them duplexes. It's got this loft area where you sleep, where the bedroom is. It's got this desk area here. So I can set up my studio here and then have a view behind me of the living area, which would be kind of cool. But all my gear up there. So this would be the view behind me. So imagine me being here now with that view behind me. Then the balcony is small, so there's really nothing you can put out there other than your clothes rack. But the view is pretty amazing. It had a really nice view. So this is at Rama 9, guys. So this is not anywhere near Sukhumvit. It's a couple of stops away from there. But this is the view you would get from the balcony at this condo, Knightsbridge Space Rama 9. So pretty cool view. And then let's check the bedroom out. It's got tinted glass, double pane glass, so you don't hear anything. It's tinted, so the sunlight isn't real bad when it comes through. So it'll keep things cool. Got storage underneath the stairs, which is kind of nice. Now, I know a lot of guys don't like the stairs. I don't mind. In fact, I kind of like the fact that it's 2 levels and you can sleep upstairs. It's kind of neat. This is kind of a small, this is what I mean by I want to be able to have it big enough to walk around a bed. But it's a little cramped, but not bad. But here's your closet area. It's nice. You can walk in. It's got all this. And then that shuts. And then there's your view. You got floor to ceiling windows, which is kind of cool. Gives you a really nice view. You got 2 air cons. You got one here and then one above the bed, which I doubt that you would even need the one above the bed. You just have this one all the time. So that I think that would cool everything pretty much. But yeah, it's kind of nice. Let's see. And then I don't know if they both couches stay or not. I might have them just get rid of one. It would be a little too cramped to have both of them. It's not like I need them. So here's the bathroom. So this would be my studio area. And then the bathroom's nice. Got a walk-in shower. Really nice. Got the I believe it's got the okay, it's got that. And then it's got a rain shower head right up here, which is kind of nice. I like those. So nice big shower area for us fat guys. So that would probably move over here to get it out of the way. But again, the balcony is not too big. So yeah, there you go, getting distracted. Oh, what this is cool. I like this. So this little shelving unit pops out into a desk and it's got storage here, right there. And it's got storage on the back side as well. Back here. But yeah, so and it's got a place to plug things in. So I could set up my studio there if I wanted to. So that's kind of cool. That's a neat little item. But But yeah, so that's that one. But that's I didn't like the location. There was just nothing around there that was going to be good for me. Anyway, so let's get caught up. Um, JJ, almost all the popular expats are leaving there for Thailand. Too many to be a coincidence. What's really going on over there? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like to say I was one of the first ones to actually do that move from the Philippines, and everybody's just following me. But I don't know what's going on. I mean, I have my reasons, and I mentioned those. You know, I just got too small, and but I can't tell you what other people's reasons are. I know the cost of living is going up there, so there's that issue. But you know what? The dollar is stronger in the Philippines than it is here, so that's kind of a wash when you think about inflation because it's. See, I looked yesterday, and the Thai baht was 32.2 something to the U.S. dollar. And anytime it's below like 33, that's kind of how I look at numbers. I look at the Thai baht at 33. So when I try to figure out how much something is here in US dollars, I just triple that number, take off the zeros. So if it's 100 baht, I take those two zeros off and triple that to three. So it'd be $3. That's how I figure it out. But now it's under that 33. So it's a little more than $3. So and in the Philippines, it's better than 50-50 because I used to, when I first moved there, it was basically 50 peso to the dollar. And so I would just double everything. So if something was 500 pesos, I'd double that, take the two zeros off, and that's $10 US. So, but now it's like $9. So you get a better deal. So I don't know. I don't know what everybody else's reason is. Maybe, you know, why did everybody move to Dumaguete when they first went to the Philippines? Because all those vloggers were living there saying how great Dumaguete was. So they all went there. You know, I went to Dumaguete. I never lived there, but I went and visited several times and I never liked it. So, you know, you got to touch grass, guys. You got to get your boots on the ground and check out these places and find out what's best for you, because what's best for me or some other vlogger might not be a good fit for you. You know, you might like the Philippines better, you know, because the English language is a little better there. You might not like the food, so you might like the food better in Thailand or Vietnam or Japan or, you know, wherever you're looking at. So you just got to, you know, don't let a YouTuber decide 100% what you should do. Just always trust but verify. In other words, what kind of areas are those condos located? So the first ones I showed you were all along Sukhumvit and fairly close to the BTS, which is the Sky Train. Um, the one at 49, I think that was the first one I showed you, maybe 49 plus. That was about 12 to 15-minute walk to get to the train. So that was a little far from me. This last one I showed you was actually in Rama 9, which is, if you're familiar with Sukhumvit, in Thailand, in Bangkok, you've got the Sukhumvit line, the dark green line. And if you go to the Terminal 21, which is the big mall there, that's the Asok BTS stop. If you exit there, then you get on the MRT, which is the Sukhumvit MRT stop. And then just take that two stops, would be east, two stops east from there. And that's the Rama 9. And it drops you off right at the underneath the Central Ramanai Mall, and then it's about a 8-minute walk from there to that condo that I just showed you. So, but there's nothing else around there. There's, you know, like the restaurants and the neighborhoods along Sukhumvit, you know, Prompong, Tonglo, even Asok, to a lesser extent. But a lot of these stops have great neighborhoods and great restaurants and bars, and it just feels like a little community. This place here was real generic and just a lot of concrete and just a lot of buildings. There wasn't a lot. Didn't feel like a neighborhood. So that was kind of a That was kind of a deal breaker for me. Although I like the unit. Yeah, too many two couches is too many. Yeah, I would have them remove one. And they might have just been putting that in storage, putting that in that condo for a storage place or something. I can't imagine they would have two couches there. I told my realtor no stairs. I'm too old for that. Not walking downstairs in the middle of the night. Yeah, the only issue I would have with having a bedroom upstairs is if the bathroom was downstairs and I had to get up in the middle of the night in the dark and go to the bathroom, or if I was super drunk and was trying to stumble up or down the stairs, which I don't get drunk, so that's not an issue. My house auction is next month. Hopefully, I get a nice inflated offer. Nice, good for you. If you make a lot of money, then you're buying the first beers. If you have three girlfriends, then two couches, right? You put the two together that are doing tampo right at that time, and then you sit with the one that's not. Is that how that works? That looks very modern, optimizing space. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of cool. But these Knightsbridge uh, buildings, these condominiums, they're very modern. This building's only 3 years old. The one that I showed you, the one in Rama 9, that was the first Knightsbridge building that was put up. And there's several of them now, but they're all pretty modern. That one's only 5 or 6 years old, so it's fairly new still. So the dollar is going to get weaker. India has a tariff on their goods now. He'll destroy the economy at this rate. I don't know. If they lower the interest rate, it's going to get weaker. That's what worries me more than anything. Interest rate doesn't affect me because I'm not taking out loans or mortgages or anything like that. So I'm like, keep the interest rate high, keep it up there. In fact, raise it another quarter of a point. Get that dollar higher, get that dollar up there. So I have a better deal here, but that's me being selfish. So two questions. Can you get a 1-bedroom condo close to the mall shopping area? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's malls everywhere in Bangkok. If you're in the Asok area off the BTS, you're right by Terminal 21. If you're in Phrom Phong off the BTS in the Sukhumvit area, you're right by 3 malls. You've got the M malls. You've got M Sphere, M Quartier, and I never remembered the third one. But anyway, there's 3 M malls. But you're right there in Phrom Phong. So yeah, it's real easy to be close to malls. So yeah, you won't have any problems if you're staying near the BTSs. Yeah, 1 bedroom for around 350 to 400. Okay. You can get. I mean, it's probably going to be smaller. My unit here is 32 square meters, I think. So it's kind of small, but it's only 370. It's 12,500 baht a month. So whatever that comes to, like $375 a month plus utilities. I get free Wi-Fi, high-speed Wi-Fi, and my utilities have never been over $30 a month for electric and water. So I've got a pretty good deal here. But my budget now is 25,000 or lower. So I want to get a bigger place and a little more convenient. I'm kind of way out in the boonies. I'm on the south end of Bangkok in Samut Prakan. So if you take that BTS farther south and get off at the Sam Rong BTS station, and that connects you to the yellow MRT line, which is the monorail, and you take that one stop. That's the terminal. It doesn't go any farther the other way, so you only have one way to go. So you take that one stop to Tipawan. That's my exit, and my condo is literally right outside the station, the MRT station. And the nice thing about the monorails, the MRT lines that are above ground, you can use your rabbit card with that. So your rabbit card is, you get a card, you put money on it, and you can use it to tap to get through the turnstiles of the BTS. But it also works for the the above ground monorails, the MRTs. It does not work for the subway MRTs, though. You have to pay separately for that. So, good morning, JJ. Nebraska in the house. They demolished Akron 68-0. Oh, man. So, my buddy, Rigby, he's a big Ohio State fan, and they won 70-0. I was hoping to beat their number, but I'll take 68-0. They were up 40-0 when I started my stream, so I'll have to watch the replays. But I'm hoping that the backup players got some good time in that second half, like TJ Lateef. He's a true freshman quarterback, and he was number 4 in the depth chart at the beginning of fall camp, and now he's number 2. So this guy is going to be dynamic, and he's a true dual threat, so he can run and pass, not like Dylan Raiola, who just passes. But I'm excited. I'm excited for that Michigan game in 2 weeks. That's going to be, because Michigan was losing to Oklahoma when I last looked. They were down 14-7, but that first play from scrimmage in the second half, they took one to the house, like a 68-yard run or something like that. So it's coming up to peak season now in Thailand. No, it's rainy season now, so it won't be, and that'll be until December. So come December, it'll be high season. But right now, it's pretty much rain season. So I think this is the best time for me to lock in a price. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again. So, but I think the prices are pretty good right now. Yeah, so you got a couple of months. So where are we? First week in September, October, November. Yeah, about 3 months. In about 3 months, rainy season will be done. And but the nice thing about rainy season is cool. But if you're like a beach lover, that sort of thing, or like to hike, you got to take care of the weather. You got to watch the weather, because it's not going to be very conducive to those things. But let's see, where are we at here? We're all caught up on the chat. Make sure you hit that like button, guys. Let me know that you're watching, and it helps. We got 17 likes, looks like right now. So hit that thumbs up. Helps the algorithm. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is kind of looking at condos, and I want to lock in a price and put down a deposit now. So I've got it when I move in November. So I'm kind of working. October is nice in Bangkok. Yeah, it's still rain, but yeah, the weather, the temperatures are nice. It's a lot cooler, but you're right about that. Yeah. But I think Thailand, if I remember right, Thailand's got a couple of different rain seasons depending on what area you're at. So like Phuket and that area, their rain season is different than, say, Bangkok. I can Google it. And let's see, when is rainy season in Bangkok? The rainy season in Bangkok typically runs from May to October. Okay, so that ends a little sooner than I thought. So that's good. What else? Peak rain is September. So we're in it now. So yeah, it's been raining like every day. It's the wettest month, it says. So I wonder when the rain season is in Phuket. Let's find that out. Oops. Rainy season in Phuket, also known as monsoon season, generally runs from May to October. So it's a longer period of time, and it starts earlier. So, but it all ends about the same. So that's good to know. I've never been to Phuket. I've got a friend back in my hometown. His brother owns a bar in Phuket. I'm not sure where or the name of the bar. So, but if I go to Phuket, which I'd like to at some point, maybe not this year, but next year, I'll find out the name of his bar so I can go check it out. So Um, I actually had a job offer from this guy, and I don't know him personally, but he offered me a job to manage his one of his bars in, I think it was Pattaya. But he said, "But you gotta drink a lot." And I said, "No, I don't. I'll pass." Trust, I love beer, but not I couldn't do it every night. I'd go crazy. Let's see, where are we at here? I'm not a fan of really hot weather, fair skinned. Oh, I'm Irish and German, so look at me. All I do is burn and freckle. So I'm fair skinned too. But really, when you're in the city here, you're not out in the sun that much. I mean, you're walking from your condo to the train or wherever. I mean, the only time you're really out is if you do a lot of walking outside. But my key is find as much shade as you can. So you're popping in and out. So you're not, and I take 2 showers a day because it does get hot and you get all sweaty, and I change clothes twice a day, so, yeah. I live in Indiana, close to Lafayette. IU fans and just retired, 1,600 a month. I hate flying. How did handle that long flight, and what airline did you use? All right. So, hang on a second. Let me grab some coffee. First of all, I lived in Indiana for a long time. Probably the second longest state I've lived in, next to Nebraska. I've lived in Lafayette. I've lived in Indianapolis. I've lived in Carmel. I've lived in Evansville, way down south. I've lived up in Fort Wayne. Lived all over. Um, I was a program director at WAZY 96.5 in Lafayette, Indiana for a number of years. Took them to number one. So I know a little bit about Indiana. And I love IU basketball. I'm not a big IU football fan, but I do love IU basketball. And I worked at the Purdue football network too. I did the pregame tailgate show for a couple of years through the radio station. We were the flagship station, and our sister station was up in South Bend, and I'm a big Notre Dame fan, so we got to go to Notre Dame games. I was actually at that game, and I think it was 2001 when Nebraska played Notre Dame, and there were 40,000 fans or 60,000 fans in the stadium, and another 20,000 outside that couldn't get tickets of Nebraska fans. That's how good we travel. But that was a fun game because I believe that was an overtime game where Eric Crouch, who ended up winning the Heisman Trophy that year, ran it in to the end zone to win the game. So that was a fun game. My two favorite teams, Nebraska won and Notre Dame too. So anyway, so flights, the first time I flew to the Philippines was in December 2015, and I flew United, and it was a horrible flight. My charging port underneath my seat didn't work, so my phone died. What else? I got delayed coming back in San Francisco. I got delayed. It was New Year's Eve. I got delayed like 12 hours or something, so I didn't get out of San Francisco until like 11 or 12 o'clock New Year's Day. Flew into O'Hare in Chicago. So from that point on, I started flying international flights. So I've flown JAL, which is Japanese Airlines. I've flown what else? Korean, I believe. I've flown Korean. I've flown China East, EVA. Those are all really good airlines. So, but I would always choose an international airline to fly if you're flying international. The flight was it's a pain. I mean, there's no way around it. You're going to be in an airplane in the air for at least 14 hours probably, and then if you do the cheap routes, you're flying in and you're doing connecting flights. Sometimes it's connecting in 4 hours, sometimes it's connecting in 24 hours. It just kind of depends. So I use Momondo.com, and that's how I find my cheap flights. but you can use any service you want. But that's what I use. I know I can't think of the other names, but yeah, there's a lot of different ones you can use. But that's what I use. Did I answer all your questions? Let me see. Handle the long flight. Yeah, I'm okay with. I hardly ever have to use the restroom when I'm taking flights. I always make sure I go before. You learn that when you're a kid, your mom and dad, your mom tells you, make sure you go before we leave. So you just keep doing that. And, but yeah, I hardly ever need to use the restroom. And I try to get a window seat so I don't have to keep getting up for the people in my aisle that wants to use the restroom. And if you need to, if you're one of those types that can't sit for a long period of time, my knees start to ache a little bit, so I need to stretch out. So I always try to get an extra, an extra room place, like an exit aisle, so you've got more room to stretch your legs. Um, but if you need to, you can walk around. They allow it. If you're on these big jets, like I was on the Dreamliner, the 787, so you've got seats on each side, and then you got seats in the middle. So you got two aisles, and you can basically do laps, just walk around in laps, and they don't care. They let you do that as long as there's no turbulence, and they make you lock you in or whatever. So that's how I do it. But yeah, if you can get through those 14 hours or however long it takes to get you here, you'll be fine. Then you don't have to worry about it until you go back. I lived in the US all my life before retiring in Southeast Asia after spending many years abroad. I still can't fully understand why schools and colleges in the US place so much emphasis on sports. People like it. Um, you know, why do people go to these World Cup matches? That's probably the most popular sport in the world. People do World Cup. People watch it. I don't get it. I'm not a big soccer fan. I don't understand why it's so exciting to watch a 1-0 game. But that's just me, to each his own. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy American football and baseball, but why are they given such importance in school? Because it's supply and demand. People will pay for it. And as long as people are paying for it, they're going to keep doing it. If nobody showed up, then they wouldn't do it anymore. Money, Martin, money. Exactly, Thomas. It's all about the Benjamin. That's what I thought, Rudy. Sigh. 2015 seems to have been a popular year for the Philippines. That was my first time traveling. First time traveling out of the country, anywhere. I never been out of the country. Didn't have I got my first passport in October of 2015, and then booked my first flight for December of 2015, and been coming back ever since. So I fly exclusively with Singapore Airlines for the air miles. Nice. Yeah, I have actually ANA, which is another Japanese airline. It's I've got points with them. It doesn't take long to rack up those points when you're flying international. The best seat on the plane is at the exit row. You don't need to bother the passenger next to you just to go to the lavatory. Yeah, exactly. And you can stretch out. It's very nice. All right, guys, we're all caught up. What else we're going to talk about today? What's on your mind? I did. Let's see if I got any other condos I can show you. I do. Let's see. What's this one? Hold on just a second. Okay. Rhythms. Okay, so there's three of them I looked at the other day. Rhythm Sukhumvit 50, Tidy Deluxe 34, and Alcove 49. And those were all 50 plus square meters. So let me see what I can find on those. Hang on just a second. Okay, I'm not sure which one this is, but we'll look at it if it loads. There it is. Okay. All right, let me share this with you guys. See what you guys think of this one. Okay. This one is, I believe, I want to say this is Alcove 49, 50 square meters with Wi-Fi, with free Wi-Fi. We're looking for dishes. It's got a few, yeah, it's got a few dishes there. Yeah, this one has dishes, so that's a plus. And you guys are never going to find. I mean, you can, but it's rare, very rare. You find like your standard Western style stove and oven. Some places have it, but very few. Most of them have that little hot plate, 2 burners stove top right there on the counter, like this here. But sometimes you'll get a 4 burner, but you're going to rarely find like a traditional, conventional type stove that we're used to in the West. It just doesn't happen very often here. I was lucky. The 2 condos I lived in BGC back in the Philippines had stove and oven. So it was really nice. So nice little couch, nice little dining area. You got the dishes. There's your free Wi-Fi. I'm not sure what the speed was. Let's see what the balcony looks like. Balcony looks like it's decent size, but you got the AC units right there. So you're going to deal with noise when those are running and takes up a lot of space. And the view's not great unless you lean over the end and look down the alley. But otherwise, you're just looking right across the street at your neighbors. So the view's not great. So that was but I did like the couch. But that was kind of a no go for me. The view, the balcony. Unfortunately, that happens more often than not. And this is the third realtor I've been working with. And she's a sweetheart too. She's really nice, speaks really good English. In fact, I asked her, where did you study? Because she had an English, like a British accent. So I thought, wow, I thought maybe you studied and, had did your college overseas or something, but she didn't. So she goes, she just picked up that accent. But so there's your wardrobe, nice big bed, nice soft, comfortable bed. The mattresses in Asia are generally hard. So if you don't like the hard mattresses, you're going to have to get a mattress top, one of those memory foams. But they've got these lights. Yeah, they have all these lights around. It's like, what is this? And she went and plugged it in. Showed me. It's like, there you go. Just plug that in at night when you bring your date home. Only thing missing is a vibrating bed, right? I go, oh my God. I think the first thing I would do if I lived here was to tear all that down. It's like, nope, not going to happen. But this has a tub with a shower. Nice big tub. But there you go. So there's that one. Let's see what else we got. So that one there, and then let's see. There were 2 of them. I mean, you guys want me to show you more? I mean, I can keep showing as many as I went through if you want. Let me get caught up on chat here first. Let's see. Okay, I just did that one. Okay. Unfortunately, football can get extreme in Europe and South America. Some games you are putting your life at risk. You mean in the crowd, right? Chugsy says, "Good morning, JJ and chat." Good morning, Chugsy. Thanks for coming in today. Nice looking older gal, chubby. Oh, the girl, the realtor. She's young though. She's not old. If that's who you're talking about. Yeah, she's a little chubby, but she's cute and she's very friendly, very fun. Um, if that's who you're talking about, maybe you're talking about somebody else. I don't know. Anyway, you want to see more or yeah, the realtor. Okay, yeah. She's probably mid 20s, I would guess. Maybe late 20s. I don't know. I didn't ask. Um, you want to see more condo videos, or you want to watch something else, or look at something else, or ask something else? I would not kick her out of bed for eating rice crackers. Oh my god, she looked like she would be a lot of fun. I will say that. She has a great attitude, and great sense of humor, and always smiling, always laughing. So she's fun to work with. So, but yeah, a little bit chubby, but she wears it well, as Rod Stewart would say. What else you guys want to chat about? We got 25 on right now. We've gone just under an hour and a half, and let's open up the forum to you guys and chat. I'll answer any questions that you have. It's been fun. I've met a lot of new friends since I've been back. Most of the friends I met before when I first moved here back in October, they're all on vacation in Europe. They're traveling all over Europe, so they're not here right now. But I've met some new ones, and of course, you probably know Gio lives here now, so he's out here, and met a couple other guys. So we went to the driving range yesterday. First time I've swung my gloves for probably close to 5 years, at least four. And if I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it right now. My back's a little tight, but it feels good. It was good to get out and start swinging again. I have noticed I've lost about 15 to 20 yards on all of my clubs, except my pitching wedge and my wedges. I've actually gained yardage on them, but I've lost yardage on all my other clubs. So so I think that's kind of funny. So my driver, I'm hitting it about 20 yards shorter than I normally did. Same with my 3-wood, same with my hybrids. But my wedges are doing good. So I was hitting my pitching wedge. I normally hit my pitching wedge right around 100 yards. But yesterday I was hitting at about 115, 120. So that was good. All right. What else is on you guys' mind? We can go over more condos if you want. I've got a couple more videos if you want. If not, talk about anything on your mind. Food, Bangkok, what Bangkok's like. I'm dreading going back to Europe for Christmas. New stories are concerning. Yeah, it seems like everything's on fire in the West. I mean, it doesn't matter what country. It seems like nothing seems to be going right over there. I want to go to Dublin, but I've heard things are rough over there in Ireland too. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. But yeah, you're right. Things are a mess all over the place. I've heard there's been riot. So here's what's going on in the Philippines. I got a comment the other day on one of my videos about me bagging on the Philippines, and here's I don't consider it bagging on the Philippines. I just kind of I always keep it real, and I want to give you guys an accurate picture of what life is like here as an expat. So I tell you what I see, the good and the bad. You got to take the good with the bad, no matter what country. I mean, there's here in Thailand, in Bangkok, you got good and bad. Philippines, you got good and bad. But every time you say something bad, you get attacked for it, and they say, get out of our country. You're not welcome. Don't come back, blah, 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 whatever. Okay. But they say how great their country is. But yet, look at the corruption. So they've had flooding problems since the beginning of time in the Philippines. So they thought they had an answer. I think the U.S. even put some money up, millions of dollars, to create this flood um, wall or whatever they want to call it along this river up in northern Luzon. So when it rains hard and we get the monsoons and typhoons, this river doesn't overflow and flood all the land. Well, supposedly this whole project was completed. So the president went up there to that city to check it out and found out that it was barely even started. So where'd all this money go? So now you're seeing all these posts from these people, these officials that were in charge of allocating these funds for this flood wall, and they're driving brand new Mercedes, brand new whatever cars. Even their daughters are on their TikTok and Instagram showing off their new cars and their new phones and all this stuff. So all that money went to them, and it didn't go anywhere that it was supposed to. So don't tell me that every country is perfect, especially when I say something like, "Oh, it's hard in the Philippines because there's some scammers." And don't tell me that that's not true. Just look at the government. The local governments are the biggest scammers there are in the Philippines. So there. I mean, look at what's going on. So now there's riots in the Philippines. I'm reading there's riots in Indonesia. There's riots in Malaysia. Not sure what those things are all about, but yeah, there's good and bad everywhere. And if you don't, if you can't handle the bad with the good, then don't watch social media, I guess. Let's see what else is going on. Some guys get very emotional when you critique. All you are doing is giving your opinion. Yeah, giving my opinion and giving my experience. I mean, that's what I do. That's why I did this channel, to share my experiences with you guys. So if I make a mistake, I can tell you what the mistake was and how you guys shouldn't do it. But I'll tell you all the good, go back through my videos and watch some of my videos about the Philippines and some of the things I say, how great it is in the Philippines. There's good and bad everywhere. Out of all Asians, I find Filipinos the defensive. If you make them lose face, they get very aggressive and confrontational. Yeah, I've noticed that lately, ever since I left. Most aggressive. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I get it. I get kind of upset when somebody puts down America. You know, but how are you going to argue if it's the truth? I mean, what what do you have? What's your defense if what they're saying is the truth? Now, if they're saying something completely ridiculous and off the wall and completely nonsense and not true, then yeah, I'll have a debate with that person, but I don't get into politics. I tell my friends, once if they start talking politics, that's like I shut them down. It's like I don't talk politics. We'll talk about anything else you want, but I don't do politics. So because that never ends well, never ends well. So I'll talk about UFOs or whatever, um, Illuminati, whatever you want to talk about, but not politics. So anyway, um, what else is on your guys' mind? We can go. We'll go up to 2 hours. We'll go up to 11 o'clock, and we'll see how we're doing as far as who's on, and we might go longer if we got good chat going. I heard a lot of the olive oil in the Philippines looks real, but mostly all fake palm oil, so that can be very unhealthy place if using those bad oils. Yeah, I heard something about that also. So I make sure I buy the Western brand of olive oil when I'm there, or anywhere for that matter. I posted a comment on a channel promoting the $1,000 a month budget 3 years ago, and I'm still getting blowback from it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, uh, yeah, trolls will be trolls, I guess. I mean, whatever. I mean, what is it? Trolls make the world go round. I just spill all over myself. But anyway, let's not make this into a bitch session though. Let's keep it away from that if possible. Let's see. I got 23 likes. All right, keep it going, guys. Hit that like button. I appreciate that. I told Gio I would, if I hit my super chat goal, I'd take him to Therme Cafe. He didn't know what Therme Cafe was. So for those of you that don't know, it's a place in Bangkok. It's off of Soe 15 or Sukhumvit 15, Soe 15. It's down in below the hotel. You go in, there's a bar to the left when you walk in, and you have to purchase at least one drink. And then the place is full of freelancers, guaranteed no ladyboys, just beautiful freelance ladies. And you just walk around and find the one you like and make a deal and take her with you. It's pretty overwhelming. I always like to bring friends that come here into there and just kind of see, if they want to delve into the freelance pay for play thing, they can. Or if they just want to buy a drink and walk around and see beautiful women look at you and smile at you, that's always fun too. It's kind of a nice little entertainment thing. So, but I told them if I hit my goal, I would take them there. I'll probably take them there anyway because I don't really get super chats. But let's see. Martin says, years ago, Claire Danes criticized the poverty and poor infrastructure in the Philippines. I valued her comments as constructive criticism Filipinos could use to improve life in the country. And she probably got demolished for it, right? You ever seen the King motorcade go by you in Bangkok? I have not, but let's see, last December, maybe it was, or January, Miss World, who's Thai, she just won Miss World, and they had a big parade for her right there in the Prompong area on Sukhumvit. So they closed down one side of Sukhumvit Road for this parade. They had a band, they had these, all the convertible cars, and she was out waving and all this stuff, and it was pretty cool. There were tons of people up on the first level of the BTS before you go through the turnstile. There were a ton of people there looking down, waving at her, and the streets were all lined with people. So it was pretty incredible. So I imagine what the King motorcade would look like if that was the case. Does Thailand tax Social Security? No, they don't. You don't have to worry about that, or pensions. I don't believe they tax either. What if you have savings? How do you find a good tax preparer as an expat? I'm not sure, because all of my income is pension and Social Security, so I'm not taxed. If you live here more than 180 days, you could be taxed on money coming in, but it's so vague, the rules. So I don't even want to even talk about it because I don't want to misinform anybody, because I've heard all different things about it. So the best thing for you to do is probably find somebody here in Thailand that's what they do. They do tax, and they know tax laws, and as far as for retirees here in Thailand. So check them out. I would talk to them, Google them. Therme coffee shop. Not really a coffee shop. I went to Therme and was invisible, being darker, Native American. The ladies only seemed to be interested in rich Koreans and Japanese men. Huh, interesting. I never had a problem walking around and having them notice me. Of course, I'm Farang. So Walk the Lady Circle. I think Rusumchit Hotel is upstairs. Yeah, I think that's the hotel. Yeah, I think you're right. Apparently, Sunshine Shoulders has returned to the United States, so many expats are leaving the Philippines. I thought he was back in the Philippines. I think he left a few months ago, but I thought he came back. But I don't know. I don't follow his channel. I've only watched maybe one or two of his videos, but it's just not for me. First trip to BKK and want to stay near Nana and Soy Cowboy. Would like a clean Western style hotel with a nice pool. What hotel do you recommend? There's plenty along that area. I mean, I would look anywhere from, if you want to be in that Nana and Soy Cowboy area, you can go as far south as Prompong, BTS, and then up to Nana. But there's lots of nice hotels. I can't recommend one particular. How long are you planning on staying? Because you might want to just look into an Airbnb if you're staying for any length of time. Good morning from Paradise Island. That's in Koh Samui. Yeah. I've never been there, but I want to go, Ricky. I'm going to go to Koh Samui. I've heard really good things about it. So, um, it's so I'm taking Thai language. I'm planning on taking it. I'm just waiting for for the school to notify me that they're ready to switch over my visa from um, tourist visa to education visa, and then they'll schedule my classes. But you know what, the best thing to do to learn how to pronounce words in Thailand is to ride the trains, because they're always announcing the names of the stations as you come up on them. So you learn how to pronounce those names, and then you can look at the way it's spelled, and then you can adjust your pronunciation to words that are spelled similar. So I use that a lot. And I think I probably learned more about pronouncing words in Thai just by listening to how these train stations, the BTS and MRT stations, are pronounced. So there's a little trick for you guys to know. Just when you ride the trains, listen to how they pronounce the names of the stations. It'll help a lot. Because it's funny, and I'm sure I was the same way when I first came here and was mispronouncing names of cities and things like that. I'm sure I did it too, and it's kind of fun now that I'm kind of learning how to pronounce words and cities and that, to listen to the newbies coming in and mispronouncing. I'm thinking to myself, I was there one time, but I'm slowly learning. Like, you can watch a dozen YouTubers and get a dozen different ways that they pronounce Pattaya. I've heard Pattaya, I've heard Pattaya, I've heard Pattaya. There's probably 100 different ways that they pronounce it. But it's kind of fun. He's back in the field. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought I heard he was back. STDs are at a risk with freelancers. Well, you just got to wrap it up, boy. Was that song by was it the Fabulous Thunderbirds or some group of the 80s did that song, Wrap It Up? So you got to wrap it up. According to AI, 1% of freelancers have HIV these days. It's rampant in Thailand. Yeah, I don't do the pay for play, guys. I mean, I've had opportunities plenty of times, but I just pass. I don't mind going to a bar and buying one of the girls there drinks and having her sit with me and having a nice conversation, having her flirt with me. That's always kind of a fun thing. It's like, oh yeah, she pays a little bit of attention, and I'll, pay her a couple $100 for a drink and we're good to go. But I never bar fine. I never do the freelancers. At least with the bar fines, the girls are getting checked on a regular basis. The freelancers, you never know what their background is or what they've done. So that's a little more risky. Highly recommend Koh Samui. It's only an hour flight from Bangkok, and honestly not as touristy as expensive as people make it out to be. I've been to all the major islands in Thailand, and Samui is my favorite. Oh, nice. That's good to know, because I've heard that Phuket is just overrun with tourists now. I read somewhere that the ratio tourists to locals in Phuket is like 10 to 1 or something, like some ridiculous number. Um, I'm not sure exactly what it was, but I know it's a ridiculous number. But yeah, Koh Samui, that might be on my bucket list for sure. I don't either. Never have, never will. Yeah, yeah, it's probably good advice. But there's people who do, and I don't judge. If they want to go that route, let them go that route. But I'm not their dad. They're all grown men, so just buyer beware. JJ is not a monger. I respect that. Monger of far as what? What kind of monger? A warmonger? No, I'm not a warmonger. I'm not a one of those war Republicans. I like peace. I'm a lover, not a fighter. All right, where are we at here? We're at 26 on right now. We've had 168 on since start. That's good. That's a good number. And let's see, where are we at here? And 24 likes. Hit that like button if you haven't yet, guys. Appreciate that. So I went to the driving range. It's a driving range not far from where I'm at in the Prokonon area, off the BTS in Sukhumvit, and it was fun. It was a good time. A new friend of mine, he actually paid for everything for us. There's 4 of us that went. Um, he and I are golfers. We have some experience, and the other 2 guys had never really golfed before or much. So it was kind of nice. And his level was similar to mine. We always talk about, what's your handicap? And I said, I'm a bogey golfer. So if I can shoot under 100, 95 or 100, I feel like I had a good day. So, and he was kind of the same way. So it was fun getting out there. And I definitely want to go. There's some good courses in Hua Hin, and I want to go there and spend a weekend in Hua Hin. It's really cheap to stay there and go to some of the courses. And the neat thing, if any of you guys are golfers, and here's the difference between golfing in, say, the U.S. is golfing here in Southeast Asia, is you always get a caddy. And they're always these cute little Asian girls that caddy for you. And they know the course really well, so they know exactly what club you need, and they can read the greens for you, and they do all that. But you get a caddy regardless, and usually tip them about 500 baht is, I think, the standard. Now, I have not yet golfed any courses in Southeast Asia or here in Thailand, but I want to. Now that I got my clubs here. So 2 years ago, I went back to the U.S. for my college reunion. Saw my family and all that, and brought my clubs back. I had my clubs in storage, brought them back. So they've been sitting in my closet since I moved, and I finally got to use them yesterday. So I'm excited to get out on a golf course and actually do some golf. So I'm definitely going to, within the next month, going to take that trip down to Hua Hin. I'll show you my experience where I stay, show you around Hua Hin, and get some golfing in. And hopefully there'll be some friends down there too that go with me. But it'll be fun. Let's see. I tutor English online, and many of my Russian-speaking students live in Thailand. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot down in Pattaya and Hua Hin, from what I understand, maybe even Phuket. I don't see a lot of Russians here in Bangkok, though. Now, when I was in Vietnam, in Da Nang, there was a ton of Russians down there, a lot of them. But I haven't seen a lot here. Most of the expats I see here are British or Australian, to be honest. And then there's Indians, and then Asians, but I'm not good enough at telling where they're from, whether they're from China or wherever, and I don't really speak to them, but I see them. But anyway, so A lot of Aussies and a lot of English Brits here in Bangkok. Never knew you could fly to Koh Samui. I didn't know either. So that's good news, though. I would much rather fly. It's so cheap to fly. Um, Fishmonger. A fishmonger. Okay. Greetings from Bloomington, Minnesota. All right. How's the weather up there, Ace Bachelor Tom? Still nice? According to Urban Dictionary, short for whoremonger. Oh, I see. One who frequents prostitutes. Oh, okay. So I'm not a fishmonger or any monger of that type. No. You drink alcohol. I drink beer. That's it. Once in a while, wine. I'll get a nice glass of red wine with dinner once in a while, but normally just beer. I'll go out with some buddies once a week and have a couple pints of beer, that sort of thing. But I don't really do the alcohol, the heavy, hard stuff. Sometimes on rare occasions, if I'm at an Irish pub and somebody mentions Jameson, I'll get a shot of Jameson, but that's very rare. Last time I was there, I took the boat. Okay. Lots of Russians in Jomtien. Yeah. Jomtien is just south of Pattaya. Nice area, though. I do some golfing in Tagaytay. Very relaxing and fun. Yeah, I like Tagaytay. It's a neat area. It's elevated, so it's a little cooler. It's the best Starbucks I've ever been to. The one that you can walk out on the outdoor patio and see the Taal volcano and the Taal lake there. It's really neat view. But Tagaytay is really nice. So that's in the Philippines, guys, in case you didn't know that. Did you apply for your Social Security while living in Asia, or did you do that in the US? I did it in Asia. I did it when I was in Manila, in the Philippines. So when I moved to the Philippines in 2022, I got this job. It was a 1-year contract at the end of September of 2021, moved for my job here or there to the Philippines. And then at the end of September in 2022, my job ended. And then instead of going back to the US and looking for work, and I had a couple of job offers, but I just didn't want to do it. So I just retired. And so at the end of the year 2022, I applied for Social Security, and I did it with my address in the Philippines. So it was all pretty easy peasy. Just did it online, and you have to make sure you fill out that form, that SSA 7162 every year, and send that in. It's kind of a proof of life, proof of address thing. Otherwise, they'll suspend your payments. That happened to me the first year at the end of 2023. I didn't get the form. I'd moved and didn't know you had to do it. So my bad. And they suspended my payments for the January payment. They suspended that. So February, when I was supposed to get that money, didn't get into my account. So I got a hold of somebody, or went online, went onto my SSA account, and found out it was suspended. So I got everything fixed. So they finally, started paying me again. They pay me for the arrears, what I missed before. So, but yeah, I did it all here in Southeast Asia. So it was pretty easy, actually. Starting to get cold and rainy today, maybe 60. 60 is about my limit. I don't know if I could do anything under 60 anymore. When I was in Da Nang, Vietnam, it got down in the lower to mid 60s in the evening in December and January, and it was cold, rainy and windy and cold. And I just, after a while, it's like I can't do this anymore. So it's a nice change of pace from all the heat and humidity for a while, but after a while, it just, no, I don't need that. And then in the winter, when it's cold, in Nebraska, it gets really cold too, cold and snowy. So it gets to be a little out of control. Let's see. What else you guys want to talk about? It's rainy season here, so it's a little cooler temps, but you get rain pretty much every day, or a chance of rain. So you kind of time take your umbrella. You can't see my, let me see if I move this way. See my door. Oh, it's not, I usually have my umbrella right there hanging on my door. See, you like my camera, my new webcam? So it follows me. It's got that tracking. It's kind of cool. Anyway, so I'm excited. got new equipment that excites me. So everything I make here on my YouTube, I just put back in and update my equipment and all that stuff. All right, what else we got? Do you visit your family in America, or how often do you visit? Well, it's been 2 years since I've been back. So when I went back last September, um, I got to visit my sisters, my cousins. I didn't get to see my son. My son's grown. He's doing his own thing. He's closer to his mom. Um, but he's doing his thing. He's working in Indiana. So we we chat once in a while, but that's about it. So but yeah, I got to see my sisters and my cousins. Two of my sisters. My other one lives up in Chicago, and I didn't get a chance to see her. But I saw my other two down in Omaha, and all my cousins, and it was great. And then I went to my college reunion in Nebraska, so that was fun seeing all those guys and girls from my college days, my radio days in college. That was a lot of fun. There's always a chance of rain in Ireland. Yeah, that's what I hear. But I would like to go visit Ireland someday. I almost went a couple of years ago when Nebraska played in Ireland. Nebraska football played in Ireland. They played Northwestern um, for the opening of the season, and I'm glad I didn't go because we ended up losing. Um, yeah, it was not a good thing. So anyway, ended up not going, but it is on my bucket list, so I will go at some point. All right, what else? What else you guys want to chat about? We've talked about my condo search. We've talked about flights from the U.S., the best airlines that I've used. We talked about the Philippines. That seems that we always get around to talking about the Philippines for some reason, good or bad. But we can talk about dating. Seems like every time I talk about dating, somebody gets on my comments and says, "Is that all you talk about is dating?" We haven't talked any about dating here today, so I might as well keep them happy and talk about dating. I need to heat up my coffee, so maybe I'll do that real quick. Hang on just a second. Let me do this. Nope, that's not going to do it. I thought I had a "Be Right Back" logo, or banner, but I don't. I can wait. No biggie. Okay, let's get back to chat. Put that logo up. There we go. All right, back to chat. What do you do to keep busy when nobody is around? Well, I've got a nice gym in my condo complex, so I work out. Um, I do a lot of YouTube. I mean, that's kind of become a full-time job. So I did like 4 videos this past week. Not to mention all the videos I did on the condos that I'll put together and make a video on. So I do that. So like I get up in the morning, I have my coffee, watch some YouTube, get ideas, go work out. I've lost 10 pounds since I moved back came back from Da Nang, Vietnam. I've lost 10 pounds since I've been back here It's been a month now. Oh, right at a month. So I'm working on that. I like to go out to different places to eat. I love to find good food. I got some friends here that I hang out with. So, but if they're not around, I'm kind of a loner too. I'm a lonely bull. So I don't mind being alone. It's kind of nice sometimes. So I like that alone time. I can get a lot of things done. Just kind of clear my head. What happened with the airlines in the US with regards to reimbursement? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean, reimbursement. It's been so long since I've been to the US, 2 years now. Have you ever done the math on how much more or less you spend in Thailand compared to the Philippines? Um, I'll do another budget video here now that I'm settled in, but I'll probably do it later when I move to my new condo because those will be updated costs. But I think I spend a little less here because right now my cost of my condo is less than I was paying. It's almost half of what I was paying in the Philippines in BGC, and the food is cheaper because where I was staying, it's all Western food mostly, or if it's not Western, if it's Filipino food, it's in a Filipino more upscale restaurant, so you're paying a little more. You can find some uh, places where you can get a meal for $7, $8, $9, but most of them are higher than that. The only thing that costs more here, I think, is the beer, but you have more options. It's not just San Mig and San Mig Light. Here you can get San Mig Light, which is Philippine beer, but you can get all the Thai beers. You can get the Singapore beer, the Tiger. You can get the Singha, you can get the Leo, you can get the Chung, the Thai beers. You can get Guinness, where in the Philippines that's very rare to find a good pint of Guinness. I think when I was in the Philippines during St. Patrick's Day this year, uh, we were looking for an Irish pub and we couldn't find one. Finally found a place that served Guinness, but it was in a can. It wasn't a pint. But here, like everywhere, they've got Irish pubs, they've got English pubs. They're all over, so not going to be a problem. But you can get like Sapporo, Asahi. You can get the Japanese beers. You can get all kinds of beers, but it's going to cost you a little more. But other than that, everything's a little cheaper. I mean, you can get high end dollar food restaurants here, but you can buy that street food that's really good for 50, 60 baht, or go to Terminal 21 and get a meal for like 35 baht, which is $1. So yeah, you've got those options. Let's see. No longer immediate access to banh mi's could be part of the reason for your weight loss. Well, I was drinking more beer than I normally do when I was in Da Nang, Vietnam. Um, it just seemed like there was a couple of buddies I know, Australian buddies that I know that, and those Aussies love to drink, man. So it's like I'm walking by from my apartment or my hotel to the beach, and there they are sitting outside Chevy. And it's like, oh my gosh. So stop and have, before I know it, I've had 3 pints of beer. And that was like an every other day thing. So I think that with all the bread that I was eating with the banh mi's and that added up. You're right. Yeah. Let's see. Reimbursement to passengers for missed connections and putting them up in hotels. I hadn't heard anything about that. They don't do that anymore, or what's going on with that? Damn, you must like your beer. Yeah, Russ, I do like my beer. I'm kind of a beer snob, I guess you can call me. Loads of channels on YouTube are complaining about it. Oh, okay. I haven't really paid attention. I don't get a lot of recommendations on my YouTube channels for people in the U.S. Channels in the U.S. Guinness in a van should be outlawed, in a can. Yeah, the Guinness in a can should be outlawed. You're absolutely right. It should be outlawed. Um, That's just not right. You got to have it in a pint. Um, but yeah, the best pint of Guinness at is at their brewery in Dublin. Huge tourist attraction in Dublin. Yeah, I'll bet that would be a bucket list, boy. Having a pint of Guinness at the Guinness Brewery in Dublin. You know what my favorite beer is? And the Smittix. So Kiki and Jasmine, you probably know what I'm talking about. Smittix is an Irish beer. In fact, it's the oldest dark ale or red ale beer in Ireland. But I heard that they were bought out by Guinness, so they're part of Guinness now. But I haven't been able to find a Smittix since I've been to Southeast Asia. So it's been almost 4 years since I've had a Smittix, which is so good. I love Smittix. Is it hard to get a lease on a tourist visa? And do you need a Thai bank account? Can you just live in Airbnbs? You could live in Airbnbs, but you're going to pay the extra fees. You can get I mean, I saw my year lease here on a tourist visa. They don't care. I do electronic transfer of funds. I use Wise to transfer my funds every month to pay my rent. So you don't need a bank account. In fact, you can't open a bank account on a tourist visa here. And that's the problem now with these DTVs, these destination Thai visas. Those are 5-year visas, and everybody thinks, "Oh, that's a great thing to do," but it's considered a tourist visa. So theoretically, you're not able to open up a Thai bank account with that type of visa. Now, people have done it, but now they're kind of getting closed down. These accounts are getting froze, and these people are being forced to take their money out and close the bank account because it's considered DTV is considered a tourist visa. So, yeah, it's there. Everybody thought that DTV was the thing, but yeah, Smittix is very popular in Dublin. I'll bet it is. That's my favorite beer of all beers. That's if I had to choose one beer to drink my entire life, it would be Smittix. But anyway, no, I'm not an alcoholic. Don't worry. I drink responsibly. But I love a beer every once in a while. I mean, sue me. And Smittix is a great beer. Guinness is nice. I like, the thing about Guinness is great on a cold day because you can drink Guinness warm and it still tastes great. Whereas you get you know, a, um, a regular ale beer or a IPA or whatever, it's not that great when it gets warm. But Guinness, you drink it when it's cold, drink it when it's warm, and it always tastes great. So that's the nice thing about Guinness. Speckled Hen is a very nice ale. You could definitely get it in Bangkok at a British pub. I'll have to check that out. I will definitely check that out. I love going to the craft bars too, the craft beer bars, check out some of their craft beers. Wouldn't it be more cost effective to make larger Wise transfers quarterly as opposed to monthly when it comes to the fees? Or do you transfer monthly in hopes the inflated bot will finally drop? Are you talking about transferring funds into like to pay for my rent? Um, you know, it's hard. It's like playing the stock market. You don't know what it's going to do the next day, even let alone in 4 or 6 months. So yeah, once I get my education visa, I will open up a bank account here, and I'll be transferring money into that bank account every month because I want to get that 65,000 minimum bot shown in my bank account as a deposit every month for 12 months. So when I change my education visa over to a retirement visa, I can show that monthly deposit. So I can do that. Um, as far as any extra beyond that, I can do that if I get to a point where the dollar is strong against the bot, and then maybe I'll do that. But then you run the risk is like, oh, it's at 33.2 now, so put a bunch of money into my bank account, my Thai bank account, and the next week maybe it goes up to 33.8. So now it's like, oh, I should have waited, you know. So it's really hard to kind of, you know, judge or kind of, you know, guess what the dollar is going to do against the baht. I once hung out with some Irish brothers in my hometown in California. At first, I didn't know they were Irish because their surname was Kinsella and they spoke fluent Spanish. Interesting. So, my Irish heritage is so my mom was Miles. My mom's maiden name was Miles, but my Irish heritage is Kelsey. So, we're Kelseys. From US to Thailand. Right. Yeah. I understand that. I'm just saying it's like it's hard to predict what everything's going to do. Uh, so the 800,000, if you can't prove that you're putting in 65,000 a bot minimum in a bank account for 12 months, then you have to put that 800,000 in a Thai bank for the retirement. And you have to keep it in, I think it's 3, maybe 4 months. You have to keep it in there until your retirement visa is okayed, and then you can pull it out. But from my understanding, and I'll let you guys know how it works, but if you can do the 65,000 a month for 12 months and show that, you don't need the 800,000 deposit. You can just show that. So that's my plan, because an education visa is a non-immigrant visa, so it's not like a tourist visa. So I'll be able to open up a bank account and be able to do that. And then after 12 months, actually my education visa will be 14 months total. So after that's done, I can transfer my visa into a retirement visa and show them my 12 months or 14 months of depositing a minimum of 65,000 baht each month in my Thai bank account, and then I should be good to transfer into that retirement visa without having to do the 800,000. That's my plan. I'm sticking to it. We'll see how it works. Okay, thanks for the explanation. Okay, very good. But yeah, don't do what I do. Wait until I do it, and if I'm successful, then I will tell you, and then you can do it too. They spoke Spanish because most of their workers are migrants from Mexico. They call themselves the Black Irish. Nice, very cool. Monthly 65,000 makes sense. I thought you were on the retirement visa. Not right now. I'll be on right now. I'm still on the tourist, but that will switch over to the education visa within the next couple of weeks, and then I'll start my classes on that education visa. I'm also known as Black Irish. We have a Basque Spanish heritage. We have a close history with Spain. So I think my heritage is from Northern Ireland. So we're more Norse. You know, the Vikings came. That's why I've got the red hair and the blue eyes. That's where my heritage is from. Martin, amusing, the Brits refer to them as the blacks of Europe. Interesting. Black Irish have dark hair and blue eyes. Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah, I have the light hair and blue eyes, so I'm Northern Ireland, when all the Vikings came and invaded and raped and pillaged everybody. That's me. That's where I'm at. That's where my history is. You learn something new every day. Isn't that the truth, Chugsy? I learn something new every day too. You guys teach me a lot here on chat. That's why I love doing these, because you guys really help a lot of things out. I mean, if I don't have an answer, a lot of times you guys on chat have the answer that people are asking. So it's really nice. It's like just sitting around with 28 guys at a coffee shop or at a bar just talking. Good to know, Chugsy. Thanks. Vikings, Normans. Yep, that's us. That's me. And my dad's side, he's German. He's a first generation German in the US. His dad, my grandfather, came over from Germany. But our ancestry on my dad's side um, actually goes back to 14th century Holland, I think it is. So we go, we're up there too. So we all started up there, I guess. Ireland has been invaded so much over the centuries. Yeah, you're right. All right, man, we covered a lot today. What else you guys want to chat about? We got history, we got genealogy, we got geriatrics, talking about old guys and retirement. Um, talked about the Philippines. We talked about flying. We talked about condo rentals. We talked about beer. I love all those. I love all those topics. They're all good. Um, let's see. It's we're about 2 hours 18 minutes in. We'll go another 10 minutes or so to the bottom of the hour, and then we'll call it a day. If you haven't hit that like, do that, please. I would appreciate that. Freelanders, yeah. I might have some Scottish in me too. I'm not sure. Um, so I could be part of that clan. Some Scot Irish. But anyway, but yeah, I'm excited about starting my Thai language classes. I got my books back here. Um, that'll be fun. So, who in chat has been to Thailand before? Just put a yes or a one if you've been to Thailand. If you had not been, just put a no or a two, number two. I'd like to get an idea of who's been here and who hasn't. I've been visiting here for almost 3 years now and lived here since last October, so 10 months. So it's been fun. Chugsy's been here. Martin's been to Thailand 3 times. Nice. Silent comment, Pattaya. Are you in Pattaya now, or do you live there, or you just visited? And how do you pronounce Pattaya? Because I pronounce it Pattaya. I always heard there's no I in Pattaya. So you don't say Pattaya. You don't say Pattaya, Pattaya. So am I wrong? Am I right? Return every year. Annual vacation will be my 9th trip in November. Nice. You probably have Scottish lineage. Yeah, possibly. Yeah. I've always wanted to do that DNA check. Steven's been here. Awesome. Oh, you're in California. Okay. But you visited Pattaya. Pattaya. Yep, that's how I pronounce it. Pattaya. Awesome. So we got that one down. We know how to pronounce Pattaya. Where do you put the accent? Pattaya or Pattaya? No, not Pattaya. Pattaya, 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 Pattaya. Tomato. I first went to Thailand in 1993 with some friends. I was 20. Wow, I'll bet it was different then, huh? Where did you go in Thailand? Were you in Bangkok most of the time? 93, 32 years ago. I'll bet things have changed. A long, long time ago now. Yeah, absolutely. You were 20. Wow. I couldn't imagine when I was 20, I wasn't even thinking about leaving the state of Nebraska, let alone the country, and flying halfway around the world. That never was on my radar when I was young. It wasn't until I got divorced in 2012 that I even thought about traveling outside of my country. Yeah, long time. The way you're saying is correct, according to my ex-Thai girlfriend. She would get annoyed when I called it Pattaya. That's what I heard. There's no I in Pattaya. Pattaya. Awesome. I keep saying it now. It's like now it doesn't sound right. Now it doesn't sound right in my head. But anyway, That's always fun talking about Thai language. I retired last year at 58. I'm just doing temp work now and I'm on a pension. I love Pattaya and didn't want to leave. Yeah, awesome. 58. When are you coming back? That's the question. Every time I leave Bangkok, every time I leave Thailand, I miss it. So that's why that's how I knew that this is where I wanted to be. Because when I'd visit, I'd stay for a month or whatever, and then I'd go back to the Philippines, but I would miss it. Or when I came here, when I left the Philippines and I moved here, and I had a place here and I had a place in Da Nang, Vietnam. When I go to Da Nang, Da Nang's nice, but then I would miss Thailand. I would miss Bangkok. So yeah. Um, I get it. It gets in your blood, I guess. So Forrest has never been here. You got to come here, man. Check it out. Touch grass. Irish people travel very young. Yeah, everybody but me. Well, Ireland's such a small island, so by the time you're 20, you've probably seen every acre of it. So it's time to leave and check other places out, right? Um, but you see my Irish flag back there, don't you? There's my Buddha. There's my Irish flag. There's my other mic. There's my camera that I was using up until I got this um, camera. I love Pattaya as well, and not for the red light district. It has everything for Westerners, and it's way more affordable than other tourist traps if you go there for other reasons than pay for play. You're absolutely right. It is really cheap. I was looking at a place there, and it was right near is it Beer Town? Right in that area. It's called Diane Estates. It's either Diane or Diana Estates, and it's kind of like a apartment complex. But I was looking at this place on the second or third floor. It was really nice. It was huge. I think it was over 100 square meters. Two bedroom, both bedrooms full, not just like a small bedroom and a big bedroom. Both full bedrooms, two baths, really nice Western style, huge kitchen with a bar. So you got bar stools on the other side, like a breakfast bar. The couch was huge, leather couch, big TV, at least 70-inch TV. Um, Huge area, like a wet bar area behind that. Big balcony that looked out over the like atrium area where it was all green, all these trees and brush, and it was so nice. And I think it was less than $800 a month. It's like, man, I wanted to live there. It was so nice, but I'm just not a big Pattaya fan. It's just too much for me as far as everywhere you go, it's adult stuff. It's either bars or adult entertainment, and so it's got a little much for me. It's fun to go visit, but yeah, if I could just take that apartment and put it somewhere else, it would have been perfect. I see it. Okay. Soy Diana. Yeah. Yeah. Neat area, right? Right outside the bar, these bar areas called Beer Town. And there's another town. I can't think of the name of the those areas, but it's a neat area. Um, Close to what's the other area there that's LA something or Law something. And then you got Soy 6, which is another story altogether. But if you haven't been to Pattaya, just check it out. The beach is nice. Walking streets pretty amazing. Um, you don't have to imbibe in the pay for play or the bar girls or the freelancers. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Just go there and enjoy. There's great bars in Walking Street that's got live bands that are really really good. So there's good restaurants on Walking Street. So there's a lot of different things to do other than the adult entertainment. So, um, but yeah, if you haven't been there, check it out at least once, and it's pretty amazing. That's pretty crazy. And then just south of that is Jomtien Beach, which is another nice, little more laid back area. So Okay. What else, guys? We're still at 22 right now, 22 on. We can talk about anything you guys want. We're right at, we're about 3 minutes till the bottom of the hour, and I'll just go till then. And if we're still getting a lot of chat, then we'll just keep talking on chat. See what's on your mind, guys. This is all on you. This is up to you. What you want to talk about. So I see a little bit of sunshine today, so I may get out. There's a new mall that I want to check out. It's called Doucet Central Mall, I think it's called. But they've got a rooftop area that's got a lot of green space, and it's got a great view of Lumpini Park is right there. And Lumpini Park is like Central Park in New York City. It's a huge park, lots of green space, but it's really neat. And so I want to check that mall out, but I want to make sure I don't go there and it's raining because I want to videotape and do a video on that with you guys. So I may try to do that today. I will be in Bangkok for 1 month in November in the Siloam area. Oh, nice. I heard it's way, but I'm straight. Yeah, the Siloam area is kind of the LBGTQ plus neighborhood. But it's not all that. I mean, you can go there. It's a really neat area, but you can go there and absolutely find some straight areas there. So yeah, you're not going to have an issue, and it's close to all the trains, so you're going to be able to get around really easy. Boy Vian Street in Saigon is quite similar. I think Boy Vian Street is crazier than Walking Street. Those are the two biggest walking streets I've ever been to in Southeast Asia. But Boy Vian is just overload. It's sensory overload. It's like Soy Cowboy times 10. It's just nuts because you've got all these bars and they're all blasting music, and they've got these stages outside where these girls are dancing outside on these little little stages set inside the building, but it's outdoors, and it's crazy. And that's in Ho Chi Minh City. The beach at Pattaya is nice. I wouldn't go into the water there at all. Jomtien is much cleaner. Yeah, you're right. I don't swim, so I'm not big into going out on the ocean anyway. I will once in a while if it's clear, and it's nice. I'll go out, I'll wade out, chest deep, but I won't do anything crazy. But yeah, I just would rather be sitting on the beach under an umbrella, drinking a Singha beer or something like that. So that's my idea of beach life. I like Saigon District 1 as well. However, only for several days at most. Yeah, it can get a little overwhelming after a while. Jermaine Owl, your alternate account. Whose alternate account? Jermaine Owl. I don't know Jermaine Owl. Oh, Jermaine Owl. You have an alternate account? You are everywhere. I guess he's talking about Jermaine Owl. Jermaine Patia Owl. Same guy? Okay. Let's see. It can get overwhelming. Absolutely. I wouldn't swim in Jomtien Beach either. Okay. Like I said, I'll just hang out on the beach. I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly all right with just hanging out on the beach. I got no problems with that. Find that's what I like about Hua Hin. Hua Hin Beach is okay. It's not the pristine, beautiful beach with the clear water and all that, but it's a nice beach. They've got horses you can rent. You ride horses up and down the beach. You can get massages on the beach there. You can sit there and have lunch or drink beer on the beach, whatever. Or drink some mango smoothie or whatever it is. But yeah, there's nice beaches. I do want to go to Phuket. I do want to go to Koh Samui. Those are on my bucket list. Probably not anytime this year, but definitely next year. I'll mostly be stuck, not stuck, but I won't be able to leave the country, won't be able to leave Thailand while I'm going to school. Because if I leave on an education visa, I have to re-register when I come back, and I don't really want to go through that hassle. So I'll just stay here and travel around Thailand. It'll be my year of traveling Thailand on the weekends and checking out different places. Yeah, same. Hotel pools will suffice. Absolutely. Yeah, if you've been to Hua Hin, go to the Standard. It's a neat villa slash hotel area, but you walk through there and you get to the beach, and they've got an outdoor pool, an outdoor bar right there, and they've got a DJ, so you can just chill with the music. And it's kind of a neat vibe, and that's what I like. I just sit back and relax there, poolside, where you can watch the scenery at the pool, also see the beach on the other end. So yeah, it's all good. Love the food, massages, and Western amenities for cheap. Yep, absolutely. I can't swim, so I don't need to worry. Yeah, same here. I don't swim either. Must be an Irish thing, huh? Great beach south of Hua Hin, accessible via the Air Force Base. Worth checking out. Okay, so south of. So where would that be? How far south of Hua Hin are we talking, Jermaine Owl? I would like to check that out. So Chama, is it? That's north of Hua Hin, and then you get into Hua Hin, and then south of there. I've not been south of Monkey Mountain, which is right there, that little cove. But yeah, I will definitely check it out. I'll look it up when we get off here. What's the name of that beach? Do you know, Jermaine Owl? Do you know the name of that beach? You can see the sun's coming out, right? You see the sun coming through my window here? Kind of nice. I'll go check that out today. Near PKK, if you have email listed, I'll send you the info. All right, let me post my email so you've got that. Right there, JJ, the Lonely Bull in Asia at gmail.com. It's also on my YouTube page. So you can see that in the details. But yeah, and anybody want to get a hold of me, that's the best way to get a hold of me, is right there through that email. I check my email all the time. So, and I always respond, unless you're mean, then I won't respond. But I always respond to emails. So. Oh, China Beach. Okay. Is that like the name of the TV series, the CBS TV series back a while ago, China Beach, back in the 90s, I think it was? Jermaine Owl, I believe I have figured out who you really are. So who is he? We're all wanting to know, who is Jermaine Owl? Good man, JJ. Hope you're well. Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate you coming on. Did you just get here? You missed everything. You missed all the excitement. No. So the big question is, who is Jermaine Owl? That's the big question. But he's got his picture right there on his YouTube channel, so probably check that out. But I don't really know any. There's one guy I know who has a YouTube channel in Pattaya, and that's the English guy, bald-headed guy. His channel is Pattaya something or other. But I see him. He comes up on my feed every once in a while, and I'll check him out. He does a lot of live streams. I think he does Sunday afternoons too. He'll do at one of the girl bars where he's got all the girl waitresses with him. I think he does trivia or something like that every once in a while. Patia owl is the same as Germain owl. Could be. I don't know. I don't know either one of those guys. So I have to look. I remember China Beach. Loved it as a teenager in the 80s. Oh, that was the 80s. Oh my gosh, has it been that long ago? Who was the woman, the lead woman that was in that movie? She was really pretty hot, actually. Um, oh, Dana Delaney. Yeah, she was the nurse, Nurse Colleen. She was pretty hot. And Marg Hilgenberger um, went to school in Nebraska. She went to school at Kearney State, which is where I got my degree from. Kearney State, which is now UNK, which is University of Nebraska Kearney. But Marg Hilgenberger went to school, um, was there before me, but yeah, went to school there. She's one of the alum. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, Dana Delaney, she was pretty hot back in the day. I don't know how she's aged now, but buzzing with Trevor, buzzing with Patia is what is the name of the channel. I think is his name Trevor. Yeah, he's a cool. I actually met him when I was in Patia one time. I met him at oh, there's a restaurant there, really nice restaurant, kind of upstairs from this shopping area, this mall area. I can't think of the name of it. Seems like an English name, like Robin Hood or something like that. But no bald streamer guy. Well, this guy was a bald guy. This buzzing with Patia guy. He's a bald guy. But I met him there. He was just sitting. I was just leaving. He was just sitting down for lunch. I didn't want to bother him. I just went up and introduced myself. I think I don't even know if I had started a channel yet. I think I had, yeah. And but I was just fresh, in the biz, and I wanted to introduce myself to him. I didn't tell him who I was or anything. Weenie from Britain, don't know him. Dana Delaney, yeah, pretty hot. China Beach was a great show, and the music was great. Yeah, that was back in the day when they started being able to get copyrighted music. So like them and Miami Vice were playing really good music. So you can buy the soundtrack, and they were playing popular music. So it was really neat. They were playing stuff from the 60s because I think it was Vietnam era, I think, or Korean War, one of the two. Oh, my bad. Trevor is cool. Okay. I don't know. Trevor. Is Trevor the Buzzin' Patia guy? I don't remember what his name was. All I know him is by his Buzzin' Patia. And he comes up on my recommended feed every once in a while. I'll get back there. I'll get back to Patia. It's like a 2-hour car ride from here. Yes, Trevor is buzzing. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Trevor, bald guy. Love Dallas too. Now we're going way back. Dallas. Oh my God. They're one of the original nighttime soap opera shows. Who Killed JR, right? That's way back. That's 70s, isn't it? I think that's in the 70s. I think I was still in high school back then. Haha, JR, right? Yeah, Who Killed JR? It was all a dream. That was crazy. Or no, it was Bobby. When Bobby died, it was all the he came back the next season. It was okay. Because his Aquaman wasn't he Aquaman or something like that? Didn't he have a series? That guy who played Bobby Ewing, didn't he have a series where he was not Aquaman, but he was an underwater breathing guy or something? I was very young, shouldn't have been watching it. Oh, it's PG. It's all PG. Nothing like the shows they have nowadays, the reality shows where everybody's hooking up with everybody at something on some island. But that was all there was to watch on cable. That was all there was to watch on cable. Yeah. Well, I don't even know if they had cable back then during Dallas. I think it was just the 3 networks. If there was cable, it was just in its infancy. and there wasn't much going on. But yeah, I can't remember when Dallas was on. I was thinking 70s, maybe 80s, maybe early 80s. But we can talk all night about TV shows and music, man. I'll talk till you're blue in the face about music and TVs and movies. I got no problem with that. So bring it up, bring it on. Give me a category, give me a question. I can probably answer it for you. Caveat: Bangkok Airways has monopoly on direct flights to Koh Samui from Bangkok. Cheapest flight would be to Surat Thani and then take a ferry to Koh Samui. Okay. Oh, good to know, Ricky. So they can charge what the now is that because they own the airport in Koh Samui? Is that why that is? I'd heard something about that, but I can't remember what the whole situation was. But is that because they own that airstrip or that airport in Koh Samui is so they can pretty much charge what they want and they won't let any other airline on there? Is that why? I heard that monopoly was finally broken last year. Oh, okay. Interesting. Cheaper carriers can fly there now. Oh, that's nice to know. I should look it up. Let me do that. Let me go. Hang on a second, guys. I'm going to look it up. Look up some flights. Where is it? There we go. We'll go Bangkok to Koh Samui. KOH SAMUI, correct? Oh, KO. Okay. Just KO. KO. Koh Samui. All right. Let's look at let's go out a few weeks so it might get cheaper flights. Let's do the last weekend in September. We'll do a round trip. September 27th, come back on the 29th. So just a weekend. One adult. What an error occurred? What error? Okay, let's try something else. Let's try this. Oh, it's not working, guys. Hang on. Let's try this one. Nope. Huh. For some reason, it's not working. Maybe it's because it's still that one airline that's just doing it. Maybe that's why I can't find anything online. Let's see. Let's get caught up here. There was a lot of sitcoms back then. So many of them. Yeah. Mork and Mindy, Laverne and Shirley, Happy Days, all of those. Yes, that's exactly right. Bangkok Airways owns the airport. Okay, that's what I had heard. You could be right. Nice little weekend escape from the mega city that is Bangkok. Yeah, that would be. I wonder how much the flights are. Domestic flights in the U.S. seem to be very expensive nowadays. Yeah, they've always been expensive. Used to be the only cheap flight you can get in the U.S. was flying to Vegas. It's like they'd always have these fly to Vegas for $59 or whatever, $99. But now everything's expensive. It's ridiculous how prices have gone up so much. Ricky is right, and I am misinformed. That's okay, Chugsy. We all make. I make more mistakes than anybody, so don't worry about it. Yes, Bangkok Airways still holds the effective monopoly on domestic flights from Bangkok to Koh Samui. Wow. I wonder how much the flights are. Using Google Flights. No, I was using Momondo, but I'll just Google it. Flight from Bangkok to Koh Samui. Mm-hmm. Let's go on. Let's see. Let's go midweek, October 8th. Come back on Sunday the 12th. Round trip. Economy. Let's see what we got. Show flights. Oh, you want to? Here, I'll share this with you guys. Hang on just a second. Okay. Woo! Holy moly! Look at the price. $220. $220 round trip. That's $110 each way. That's nuts. There's no way I'm going to travel an hour in the air and pay $220. Ain't going to happen. How else did you say you can get there? You told me there's another way. Fly into somewhere else and then take a ferry? Because that's the way I'm thinking the best way to go. Let's get out of this. That's nuts. That's a lot. Talk about a monopoly. Spirit Airways has gone bankrupt. Oh, really? Oh, wow. I'm such a cheap Charlie. I would take the train to Surat Thani and take a ferry from there. Yeah, I'm right with you there, Chugsy. I think I'd do the same thing. I don't know how long a train ride that would be, but check flight to Surat Thani. Okay, there we go again. So to Surat Thani. Surat Thani. Oh, much better. Six. Here, let me share that with you guys. Oh my gosh. All right, there's your flight to Surat Thani, $65. Much better. That's round trip. 32.50 each way. Much better price. Oh my gosh. And that's a good flight. Leave at 7 a.m. Get there at 8:15 a.m. Got the whole day ahead of you. It's nice. If you want to go in the afternoon, so you're right there at check-in time, 2:30 to 3:45. You're leaving from DMK, which is Don Muang, which is the older airport up north. But still, that's an easy airport to maneuver in. It's so simple to get around. Yeah, that's a lot easier. Now, how much I wonder what the how much the ferry is, and how long a trip that is. But much better. Good advice there, Ricky. glad you can help us out on that. In 2012, my round trip flight to Manila from Dublin was only $480. No way you would get that price now. About how much is that US? Is that about the same, about $500? Yeah, there's no way now. Probably 8-hour train ride, maybe quicker to take the bus. Yeah, so I would do the flight into Surat Thani and then take the ferry, but I don't know how that works. I don't know where let me see. Let me bring up a map. Stand by, guys. We're doing a little research live. All right, where's Surat Thani? There's Surat Thani. Okay, where is that compared to Koh Samui? Where's Koh Samui? All right, let me share this, and then you guys can help me figure out where Koh Samui is. All right, so here's Surat Thani right here. And where's Koh Samui? Somebody's got to help me out because I have no idea where Koh Samui is from here. Um, let's. Oh, here it is over here. Oh, that's a long ass ferry ride. Oh my god. Oh geez, that's a long way. Here, let's do this. Let's go to Koh Samui. Let's try this. Let's try this one. Ooh, that's on the other side. Let's change that. Let's do this one, this pier. See if that's closer. It's like in the middle of the ocean here. Where are we going here, guys? What's going on? All right, let's go back to the other one. Here, let's do this. For that beach. It's still over there. Okay. That's 20 hours, guys. 20 hours by ferry. So if it drops you off on this side, it's probably going to be, oh, there's that town. Let's do that instead. Yeah, that's a long ass ferry ride, guys. Is it worth saving that much money? I don't know. I don't think I would want to do that long. Oh, did I not share that with you guys? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I did. My bad. Here, let me bring it up. Let's see. Stand by. The problem is I got them on the same screen, so I was looking at the wrong. We'll do this again. There. There you go. Now I can show you. I'm sorry. My bad. So here's Samut Thani. So you fly into there, and then Koh Samui is not there, there, way the hell over here. So that's a long ass ferry ride, 20 hours from here to there. I don't think I would do 20 hours on a ferry. I've heard too many bad things about that. And the longer you're on one, the more chance you have of having bad things happen to you. And I don't swim. So, yeah. So I think I would pass on that. So I have to figure out another way to get there. Otherwise, pay a lot of money for an airplane ride. But anyway, what do you think, guys? Let me see. Let me get it caught up. I took the train to Surat Thani. There's a night train from Bangkok to Surat Thani. Okay. Well, the flight into Surat Thani is cheap. That's not the issue. The issue is the ferry. Koh Samui is about 3 hours by ferry from Surat Thani. I don't know. Let's see what class I got off at Hua Hin in second class was a rough, slow ride before the new track. Oh, and the train, yeah. I'm not sure I will ever take the train again until it is upgraded. I travel first class. Second class seats are extremely uncomfortable. Agreed. So first class is still pretty cheap though, riding the train, right? They have private sleeper compartments on those ferries. I'd have to because I'd be sleeping. Why I mentioned it was rough. Yeah. I just saw Geo Condo Tour. Is it still possible to get just good deals on condo rentals in such locations? Yeah. I mean, he just got his. And he's got, I think it's 40 square meters and he's paying 19,000 baht a month. So yeah, and he's right on Sukhumvit, just a couple blocks to the BTS. So yeah, you can get good deals. I think there's units available there in his building right now too. 20 hours. That's what it said. It said 20 hours. So I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. Maybe that's swimming. It'll take you 20 hours to swim there. That ferry sank in a storm several years back. Well, there was one in the Philippines that just capsized and killed a few people. So yeah, lots of guys fear flying, so will never get to the Philippines so they will never get to the Philippines. Yeah, exactly. Heavy turbulence stories and news freaks them out. It's a shame. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if it's your time to go, it's your time to go, I guess. So I mixed up the cities. Okay. I meant to say Udon Thani. Oh, okay, Udon Thani. Okay. So I'm not going to look it up. So that's probably going to be a lot quicker ferry ride, I'm guessing, if that's what you mean. I don't know where Udon Thani is. I've heard of it. I've heard of Udon Thani. Sent you an email with a couple of links. Okay, thanks, Jeremy. Or Jermaine, I'm sorry. Check out Udon Thani. Okay, let's check out Udon Thani. Hang on. Stand by. Okay, where are you? Okay, hang on. Okay, Udon Thani is landlocked. There's no ferries. Yeah, that's up north. That's not south. That's up north of Bangkok. That's up in that's close to Laos. That's up in Isan area, Udon Thani. So that's not it. So I'll do some research. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Misinformed again. That ferry is not for passengers with shipping cargo. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I can ship myself there for cheap. Have you heard of the song "A Passage to Bangkok" by Rush, popular Canadian rock band from the 70s and 80s? Yeah, I loved Rush. That was back in my college days. Tom Sawyer, one of my favorite songs by them. See any Filipino restaurants in Bangkok? No, I haven't seen any. But there are a lot of Filipinos in Bangkok. There's the bar. The bar we go to, the club that has the live music, Fishbone in the Procanon area. They have most of their waitresses are Filipino waitresses. So it's kind of interesting. Their food is that bad. Yeah, can be. I do like lechon though, and I like pancit, but I guess pancit is Chinese original. Their food. I recently took ferry to Samui. Took 2 hours, but was faster ferry. Where did you go from? What port did you leave? Because that's what I'm interested in. Where do I go to get on that ferry? That's 2 hours. You can call him Chris. Udon Thani is further than Surat Thani. Yeah, looks like it. A lot further. Ever see those stats that Thailand is number one in road deaths? Tons of crashes. Motorbikes, yeah, motorbikes. They have more motorcycle deaths than anybody else, from what I understand. Yeah. How come there aren't more expats in Bangkok? With such high population retirees would have thought Americans would be majority. No, it seems like the majority are British and Australian, at least the ones I've met in the central area of Bangkok. Now, if you get outside of there, it may be different. But the ones I've met are mostly British and Australian, and there's a lot of Indians too. Udon Thani is Isan. Yeah, that's what I thought. Surat Thani, he means. The ferry from there to Koh Samui is 2 to 3 hours, but also Udon Thani is a very nice town. Yeah. So my Google Map thing must have been wrong because it said it was 20 hours. So, and that didn't seem right, but it looked like a long time, a long way. So, Surat Thani. Maybe there's, here, I'm looking again. Let me Google it again. Oh, okay. So I just Googled it. AI says the ferry journey from Surat Thani to Koh Samui can range from approximately 1 hour and 45 minutes to 4 hours. So there you go. That's not bad. I will take that for a $65 round trip from Bangkok to Surat Thani, and then probably 15, maybe 3, 4, 500 baht to hit the ferry and go there. That sounds like a plan to me. Got mixed up with all these Tawnies. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you mixed me up too. I was really surprised. Let's see. Okay. Hey, we're all caught up in chat. So we got it all figured out, guys. So we've accomplished something today. We figured out that the best way to get to Koh Samui is not to fly direct into Koh Samui, but to fly to Surat Thani, and then take the ferry from Surat Thani for a couple hours to Koh Samui. We got it figured out. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, guys. I'm going to call it today. My throat's starting to get sore. I'm meeting somebody this afternoon, so I've got to get ready for that. And then hopefully it looks like it's clouding up again. So I don't know about the rain. So that could put a damper on everything. But really appreciate you guys all coming in today. It's been fun. This has been a good stream. I've enjoyed it. So you guys have yourself a great rest of your day. And we're going to do probably 3 videos this week, or at least I'm going to try. They'll be posted first on the members only page. So if you're not a member, go ahead and join. It's only 99 cents a month, and you get to see the videos first. And then they'll go public for everybody else. So this week you'll get to see a lot of different streams, a lot of different videos. So until next Sunday, we'll talk to you again soon. And you have a great day or evening. Enjoy yourself and live life, my friend. Talk to you again. Bye-bye.